Sports Star. I'm AJ Hoffman, joined, as always, by the prolific Rob Thompson.
Comfortably ensconced.
Hello, Rob. How are you this morning, friend?
I am rocking and rolling.
How's your cafe?
It's Keurig, so it's as good as it could possibly be.
Yeah. Boy, I had my first taste of that yesterday. It ain't good coffee, man. It ain't good coffee.
Yeah, it'll get you going. I think that's the purpose.
I guess so. I guess so.
No, it is not the ideal morning beverage.
No, I mean, I like a good coffee. I struggle with bad coffee.
I know
it's not
really
like
good coffee.
It's not like sex or pizza where, bad sex is still sex, bad pizza is still pizza, and those things are generally true. Although,
what else could fall into that? Lasagna.
No, there's like
you're gonna have bad lasagna.
Yeah, I've had bad lasagna. I mean, pizza's even borderline.
Well, I think that it is appropriate.
You ever had Chuck E. Cheese, Charles Entertainment Cheese?
Even that first bite of pizza, that first one, don't lie. You ate it. It was that third one we go, is this worth the effort? But the first two, much like some bad sex, the third time you're like, is this really worth the effort? But the first couple of minutes.
It's like cardboard with ketchup on it.
It's okay. We've all had the equivalent in a variety of different ways.
But the ketchup has oregano in it. So
you know what? It's still oregano ketchup, but I didn't have that earlier.
That's true. Yeah, I don't know what else falls into that category. One of my friends.
This show?
Yeah, even when we have a bad show, it's still like better than the afternoon show. And I can say that because they're not awake to hear it. So no, I don't know what else there is. One of my buddies tried to tell me that even bad MMA is good, and I was like, "Oh, friend, you haven't seen real bad MMA. You're not there yet. Bad boxing, same thing. And I love both those sports, but no. You know what? A bad NFL football game is still pretty damn good.
You know what? I've said that until the lockdown, when I witnessed a Denver Bronco football game. Where they arrived,
is this the one where the wide receiver played?
Where they arrived without a quarterback. And I was like, this is as bad as it gets.
That was pretty rough.
That was not worth anybody's time or effort. So I used to say that.
Yeah.
I witnessed it.
Huh. A bad Rob Thompson hair day is still
a good day,
baby. Pretty good day.
It's a hard fight.
I think that might be the one. Man, we've got some fun stuff planned for you today. I'll be honest. I did not expect to be here, but I'm in a place
where, the broadest sense of the word.
No.
Okay.
I didn't expect to be in a place where almost every day it seems like the WNBA is becoming part of the rundown.
This is so by design and planned, and we've fallen into the trap.
Oh, I thought you were saying it was my design.
No, this is so perfect. You know how I know this is working out ideally? How many days are we into this? 4 or 5 days.
I thought you meant into the whole season.
No, I mean this knock poor.
That was Saturday.
That white bee.
4 days.
When that white bee got knocked. Can I say white bitch?
Yeah.
Okay. When that white bitch got knocked down early this week. Do you know the name of the WNBA commissioner? Have you heard from her in the last 6 days at all?
Larissa Murphy.
You're a man. If you're right, I am going to be highly impressed.
Thank you. Why don't you fact check me?
Oh no, I'm going to trust the fact. Do you think that's it?
Commissioner Larissa Murphy.
Larissa.
Are you Googling this made up person?
Oh, okay. I was, dude. See, no one knows.
You should have just Googled WNBA commissioner. Well, that would have been way smarter.
I'm an Aggie, so I went with the first. But anyway, see what my point here is? This is brilliant. This is out of the marketing and curating playbook. You know that old thing about there's only 7 stories ever written?
It's Kathy Engelbert.
Well, you'd have thought Larissa Murphy would have been it.
I think she was the former.
But she's part of the Ian and Larissa Murphy wedding, which I'm looking at, which is a lovely affair.
Yeah.
I hate to miss the... Well,
just
all
a
brides.
Regular
every bride is beautiful.
Just AJ. A regular old white bitch.
Just a regular old white bee standing underneath the tree. No, man, this isn't... I'm not going to go any further.
And if anyone's not picking up what we're putting down with White Bitch, you want to stick around for the program.
We didn't start this.
Yeah, we didn't start the fire.
So I do think that this is working out wonderfully because the narrative was going to be something. So if it's not going to be one thing, the plot started out with our heroine. Everything's going wonderfully. That's as it is in most books. But we have to have a trial and tribulation. And her name is Kennedy, and it's misspelled. But that's the trial. So now Caitlin now has to go through the trials and tribulations. And we have to watch it very closely to do so, because we don't watch her to win, because she ain't doing that. So now we got another narrative to follow. And I for one, I'm happy for it. And I do think we brought up some very important threads about there's some racism to it. There's some ageism to it. There's some, hey, you're not the first in line to it. I mean, there's some interesting thoughts about watching a league become something greater than it was.
Well, we got plenty to talk about on that front. And there's some of this that's just fascinating too. I've never seen something like this where there's someone who is growing the league exponentially, but also like generally hated by peers and potentially teammates. I don't know.
Do you remember the Isaiah Michael Jordan spat back in the day?
I was very young for it. The Pistons title teams were the bad boy Pistons. Well, that's like my earliest, the earliest title teams that I can remember as a kid.
Well, this is even different from, because there was the Jordan rules that the Pistons had that was to stop Jordan. But
are you talking about why Isaiah couldn't be on the dream team?
Right. In 1985, though, prior to all this other stuff, in an all-star game, Michael Jordan was named starter. Well, Isaiah and some of those other cats felt like, Michael, hey, man, we were here before you. We have set the planks. We're the stars. And they kind of froze him out. It feels very much like, not that Caitlin is Michael, but what I'm saying is, as the NBA became the league, there was the old heads that saw the new head show up and like, hey, man, you don't deserve all this. Hey, we're perfectly happy with everything you're bringing, but know your place. And that didn't work. This feels very much like 1985, 86, 87, and the early Jordan years, when the old heads, like, who are you and how dare you come interrupt the thing that's been pretty good?
Yeah.
And I feel like I've seen this before, and I tell you what, it worked for the NBA. That drama that went along with it carried us all the way to the Dream Team in 90. So, I mean, that there was some momentum to what happened, and I see it happening again.
Well, like I said, I did not expect to be talking WNBA for the third day in a row, because I feel like we talked about it last week.
Well, there's also nothing the hell going on.
Yeah, but I mean, it is fascinating what's happening here. And again, you know me, Rob. I'm very sexist. I am. I don't believe in ladies' athletics at all. I think they should all be taken away. And, women should just do what their husbands ask them to do, like Harrison Butker. I was really...
he's single, I think.
Oh, is he? Oh,
I just assumed.
I'm guessing he's not, actually. I'm guessing he's not. No, but
I got to find out.
Well, I make that part up. I'm not against women's sports, but I do generally not care at all about women's sports. I've got no interest in them whatsoever. And I don't think that that's sexist. It's just it's my flavor. It's my taste. Some people like strawberry ice cream. Some like chocolate.
You don't like women's? What'd you just say?
I don't like women's sports.
You do too.
No, I don't.
There are certain aspects of it, but I know you'll sit and watch something that's competitive and interesting. You would.
I watch women's MMA, and usually I'm like, I wish they would do this differently, or I wish they were better at this. And I'm like, I get frustrated, and I know it's wrong, and I want to be a more evolved man, Rob, but I'm just not. This is what I am. All right. I love women for lots of reasons. I think women are, they're honestly better people than men. They're better at just doing human life than men, but men are more entertaining to watch in athletic competition, in my opinion.
I bet I could. I disagree. There are certain. Yeah, I do.
No,
we were just talking about someone who does something better than any man does. We were just talking about her in the break.
We were talking about Simone Biles.
Yes, and she does it better than any. If you are into gymnastics, man, woman, whatever, she is literally the best at it.
Are you into gymnastics?
I am not, but there are plenty of men that are.
Okay,
but I do enjoy.
But this is me saying,
I know I'm not
into it.
But I do say, but I know that people who say that just have it's because they don't find whatever they're watching compelling. You're watching MMA forensically. You're not watching it for entertainment. You're watching it like, why didn't she do the submission?
Yes.
So that doesn't count. I don't view that. But I do know that if you were sit down and you watched a compelling women's soccer, you would. If it was compelling, you would sit and watch it and forget that it was a women's team.
I don't think I would.
Really?
No.
You have not at one point ever watched the Team USA and go, this is just great. This is just well played. An enjoyable sport.
All right, here's what we're going to do.
It doesn't happen all the time, but it does happen.
I'm going to defend myself here on the other side of this break, but I'm also probably going to bury myself. So look forward to this. We'll be right back. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, pet parents. With Progressive's collision coverage, you get extra protection for your cat or dog, because there's nothing worse than seeing your pet hurt. Like when you see their face after accidentally stepping on their tail, and you say, "I'm so sorry, Mr. Pickles." But as you kiss his nose and rub his little belly welly, you know Mr. Pickles is thinking, "You betrayed me." Anywho, Progressive pays up to $1,000 in vet bills if your pet is injured in an auto accident. Learn more at Progressive.com and watch where you step. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Collision coverage subject to policy terms. Not available in all states.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textblend.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply or play stop, opt out. Go to nomoredraftywindows.com for full offer details.
Homeowners, ready to replace your windows or patio doors, but think it's going to be too expensive? Well, think again, because with Renewal by Andersen, you can get top quality, affordable windows and patio doors for no money down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. That's right. You don't pay a dime for an entire year. Just text SCREEN to 200-300 right now for your free in-home window consultation and free price quote. Upgrade your home with new energy-efficient windows and doors installed by certified master installers from Renewal by Andersen and get their best in the nation 20-year warranty. Renewal by Andersen is the company with the most 5-star reviews among leading full-service window replacement companies. Act now and get your windows and patio doors for no dollars down, no payments, and no interest for an entire year. Plus, save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. But hurry, these big dollar savings end this month. Text SCREEN to 200-300. Text the word SCREEN to 200-300. Don't wait. Text SCREEN to 200-300.
Have you gotten your hands on Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds at HEB yet? Southern Recipe small batch offers big, bold flavors like hot honey, spicy dill, and sea salt and cracked black pepper. Bonus, you're going to love the low-carb, high-protein crunch. Turn snack time from ordinary to extraordinary with flavorful pork rinds. Pick up your favorite flavors of Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds at HEB today.
Rob Thompson here for my favorite fantasy app. It's Prize Picks. I'm just one of 3 million people that love more or less. Where else are you going to take a $10 play and turn it into 100x of your cash? It's Prize Picks. And as basketball winds down, the games continue. Yeah, lots of finals action there. More or less, you fantasy guys, you know how to play along with the other 5 million active members. More or less is all that matters. And in June, as basketball winds down, I have got the fun for you. Esports. Yeah, get in on esports every Wednesday and Saturday in June. And your lineup doesn't win, you'll get your entry fee back. Choose the Counter-Strike, Call of Duty, League of Legends. You know them. Go play them. Fantasy games elevated. More or less. It's easy. Take $10, turn it into 100x of cash. It is so easy to play. Remember the code ALAMO. Go to prizepicks.com. Get yourself signed up. Use that fantasy knowledge. Go play today. That's Prize Picks and Alamo.
Introducing Lumi for Men, and we named him Mando. I'm Dr. Shannon Klingman, the inventor of Mando Whole Body Deodorant for pits, packages, and feet, because we all know our pits aren't the only place we get odor. Mando Whole Body Deodorant is different from anything you've ever tried before. It stops odor before it starts, powered by our acidified technology. Mando controls odor anywhere you have it. My patented whole body deodorant formula has over 200,000 five-star reviews. And because Mando has a 60-day stink-free guarantee, you can try Mando risk-free. Give Mando whole body deodorant a try today and smell like the stink-free man you were intended to be.
There's a special offer for listeners. Use code 1515 and get an extra $5 off a Mando starter pack that comes with a solid stick, cream tube, 2 free products of your choice, and ships free with code 1515. Go to shopmando.com, code 1515, for an extra $5 off a Mando starter pack. That's shopmando.com, code 1515.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Morning Huddle, 94.1, San Antonio's sports star. All right, here's what I'm going to say. We were discussing lady sports, and that I'm not a big fan. I appreciate when women are dominant at what they do. Like, I appreciate Serena Williams because she was dominant in her sport, and I see it, and I can. It's not like I can't recognize when someone's great at what they do. That's not the case. Here's the problem, and I want to preface this by saying, I'm not saying like I can beat some of these women at their sports, okay? But I will say this. I watch sports because I want to be wowed by things that I could never do. I want to see the guys who can jump the highest and pick up the most weights and, you know, hit the ball the farthest. That's what fascinates me about sports, right? Like that's why we watch it.
Is it? I mean, or
why
is it
do you watch
the competition? I mean, it's not always the biggest and the fastest. It's the how it's executed. There's other things in my mind that I enjoy. I mean, if it was just that, I'd just watch Guinness Book of World Records feats. Like, who can do that?
So for me, it's about seeing the best people in the world do this. And you're right, but like to me, I'd rather see a 28-7 NFL game than a 14-13 junior high football game that went to overtime and got decided on an extra point or whatever. I want to see people, the people who are freaks, the people who are the best in the world at this.
But they're not. But you watch college sports.
I do.
But they're not the best in the world.
No, but I'm also far less interested in college sports than I am pro sports.
I'm just throwing that out as a point. I get where you are. I do. And we all watch sports for a different reason. I enjoy the competitive part of it. Now, I do like to see the very best doing it against the other very best, and I like the cohesiveness. But I'm as easily sucked in. Honestly, last night, flipping through, trying to find something desperately to watch. The Astros are in a good one. There's a couple of college baseball games that are on, nothing extraordinary, but the softball game was electric. That was a game. I mean, it was competitive. It was on it's a sport that's set up to be competitive for women. It's a smaller venue, smaller field, smaller,
Yeah.
It makes it more appropriate to the skill set. And it was enthralling. I mean, I don't know anybody who could turn away from it.
And again, I'm not saying that it's not impressive that they do what they do, because I told you I've been in a batter's box against Kat Osterman. She said, "I bet you can't hit me," and she was right.
Right, and that's why I think you say that. But I do know if you were just sitting flipping channels and you had happened to hit on that, you would stay.
Is zero chance.
You don't think so?
No,
not even for any time.
No, because I don't care about softball.
Well, there's that. But see,
you have to draw me in.
I agree with that. Like, I'm not going to stop. I don't care how competitive, a water polo game is.
Right.
I ain't staying.
I don't care.
You're right.
Men, women, if I'm not into the sport, I don't care. And softball, I'm just not into.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not, again, I respect that they are able to do that. And I'm not saying that they don't do it at a very high level. And I'm not saying that it's like a joke. All I'm saying is I don't care about it. But when it comes to women's basketball, for example, I firmly believe this, and I know there's going to be people who disagree, and I really don't care, because I'm almost certain that I'm right. If you took the WNBA All-Star team, the best women in the world at their sport, and you put them up against the worst team, the worst college D1 basketball team, that men's college D1 team, the worst in the country, would smoke that WNBA All-Star team.
I wouldn't say smoke, but they probably beat them.
Probably. You think probably, huh?
Well, no, they beat them.
Okay.
No, I'm not saying probably. But I think the line is getting closer, but I don't define it. I mean,
there's just a level of physicality that you can't make up for.
That doesn't take away from the game to me, though. It doesn't. It's the same reason I enjoy college basketball and I enjoy NBA basketball. They each represent and do things entirely differently. It's the same broad scope game, but it is played in a very different way.
But would you watch the NBA if it was a bunch of layups and mid-range jumpers?
Probably, yeah.
I wouldn't be interested in it. Like, I wouldn't like basketball. Like, I want to see that explosiveness. I want to see guys doing things that I'm like, wow, you can't see. You don't see that every day. Like, that's.
But I enjoy high school basketball, and you don't see that.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I like I said, you wouldn't. If the best high school game in the country was on, I wouldn't stop to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
I just wouldn't.
I'm not. There's no fault there, but I think you're selling yourself and painting yourself in a way that I don't know, because I know you enjoy a gamble, you enjoy a line, you enjoy the competitive part of that, and that applies to all sports.
Yeah. It doesn't mean I want to watch them or care. Listen, I bet on a lot of men's sports I don't care about at all.
Right, and I do think there's a broad scope, just general interest. But I will always argue the fact that if you enjoy sports for the competitive nature of it, don't get lost in the fact that maybe this one can't dunk but lays it up. Or because I've watched a lot of college football games where the quarterback couldn't throw the ball 30 yards.
I know.
Legitimately could not.
And what do you think to yourself?
And, well, they ran the ball pretty damn well. And how are they going to overcome this? I've watched a lot of, where the individual athletes.
You're like, I've watched a lot of Service Academy football.
Exactly. and that's probably the best equivalent to it. Where it's not the very best as far as athletic gifts, but as far as everything else, it can be enthralling. I enjoy a 14-10 football game every now and again because I get why it happened, but I also don't want to see it all the time.
Let's also admit that the truth about those Service Academy matchups and the reason why people will watch those, myself included, I love those Service Academy games. The reason why they are entertaining is because we know that those guys, football's not their number one priority.
Right. No, absolutely.
And there is something to be said for that. And but I watch that for a different reason. I just can't find myself a reason to.
If you are chasing the biggest, fastest, and strongest, well, you have immediately precluded Indian.
I
you
think
know what
so.
I mean? But I have seen instances where, especially in those sports where we have seen such the growth, where basketball is getting close, man. It'll never be physically equal, never. But there is, man, some of the soccer that I've seen some of the ladies play, they might be as close as as men in women in basketball or women.
Let's take the Women's World Cup champion. Who won the World Cup? Was it the U.S.?
No clue. I don't think so.
I don't know.
I don't care. But
exactly. But let's take the a middle of the road college men's soccer team.
They'd beat them.
Of course they would.
Physically more gifted.
Yes.
And that's just a given. I understand that.
There was a time when people were trying to convince me that Ronda Rousey would beat a 135-pound man. And I'm like, well, yeah, there are 135-pound men that Ronda Rousey could beat up, but none of them are on the UFC's roster. Like the worst guy on the UFC roster would have smashed Ronda Rousey's face in. Like it wouldn't have even been a competitive fight. But there were people who were literally convinced that because Ronda Rousey armbarred 5 girls in like 2 minutes each, that she could beat men in the UFC. And it's
I think they were hoping. I mean, nobody really believes that, right?
I think there were people who believe that. Now that said, like, I'll you know what? I'll give you. I gave you one story of a woman embarrassing me athletically, Kat Osterman. I'll give you another one on the other side. I actually sparred with a very high level women's fighter. Didn't go my way. We'll talk about that and more on the other side. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, waking up in pain is tough. And if you're dealing with it on a daily basis, so many of us just start to accept it. If that's you, listen really closely. There's a fix out there. It's called a Rosti. Rosti providers are all around in San Antonio, opening new all the time. Highly trained medical professionals with one goal in mind, and that's to get you out of pain. And it's the way they do it that has made them so successful and so unique, because they practice this type of medicine that is not reliant upon medications to dull or hide the symptom or the problem. They practice medicine in a way that that surgery is the last option, not the first. They exercise your body's maximum potential to heal itself in ways that really I have never seen before. I've been a lower back pain sufferer most of my adult life, and there was really no other fix for me other than what I was told was going to be rest. Well, what a Rosti did is they went in and really manipulated the muscles that were seizing up and found what was the problem, and it turned out not to be my back. It was my hamstrings. They addressed the problem and the pain went away, and that can happen for you. Whether it be plantar fasciitis with bad feet, sprains or strains, soft tissue injuries, maybe it's lower back issues like me, maybe it's tension, headaches, and everything in between. Give a Rosti a shot. They accept most insurances, and here's the good news. You never need a referral to go see one. Write this number down. You can call them right now. The number is 1-800-404-6050. Their website is Rosti.com. There's a map of all the providers there at the website. It's a great tool. I promise you, there's probably a Rosti provider less than 10 minutes from where you are right now. Give yourself a break. Call them today. Don't let pain keep you from doing things that you love. Call a Rosti. They'll get you fixed, and when they do, thank me later.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, the NBA Finals are getting closer and closer and closer. We need to preview this thing, so we're going to bring in an expert.
Robert Ory's got a bunch of rings. We'll talk with him at 3:35. Plus, Shireen Williams from Pro Football Talk at 5:15 on the passing of Larry Allen and the CeeDee Lamb contract. The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
GiveMeTheVin.com is America's best car buyer, paying top dollar for your car, truck, sports car, exotic. What are you waiting for? We want to buy your car right now. Find out why. Thousands of satisfied customers across the United States put more money in their pocket by going to GiveMeTheVin.com. I told my buyers, let's get them bought. Right now is the time to go.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear. Diamonds Direct has done it again. This month only, get ready for an offer you can't resist. Buy a natural diamond engagement ring of 1 carat plus and receive a free natural 1 carat diamond tennis bracelet valued at $2,000. That's right, a stunning diamond tennis bracelet at no extra cost. Imagine giving her the ring of her dreams and her wedding gift all at once. So hurry into Diamonds Direct. Your chance to get a free tennis bracelet will not last long. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
Whether it's food for meetings or company events, EasyCater has everything you need to make food for work. And that means all you have to do is sit back and take credit.
Wow, a vegan and a meat lover taco bar? Jill, you're the best.
Oh, all I did was use EasyCater.
Take the credit, Jill.
Well, I guess I sort of
Take it.
invented taco bars.
Too far, Jill. Too far. EasyCater has everything you need to make food for work. 100,000 restaurants 24/7 at EasyCater.com.
If you love them enough to turn off your music and pretend like their music is your music,
This is Mommy's jam.
then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Let's play it again.
Check today at NHTSA.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
This is the story of the one. As head of maintenance at a concert hall, he knows the show must always go on. That's why he works behind the scenes, ensuring every light is working, the HVAC is humming, and his facility shines. With Grainger's supplies and solutions for every challenge he faces, plus 24/7 customer support, his venue never misses a beat. Call quickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Dave Ramsey here. The only water softener I recommend is a quality water softener from Connecticut. It really is the last water softener you'll ever own.
ConnecticutSA.com.
And tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code TURN to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code TURN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code TURN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at TSAOG.com.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Go to hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to hims.com/joy. That's HIMS.com/JOY.
The NFL lives right here. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. Boy, I just randomly crossed things on Twitter where Jeff Teague is saying James Harden's the third best shooting guard of all time. And there's people who are like, yeah, agreed.
In a vacuum.
Harden better than D Wade. Titus Howard, the right tackle for the Texans, said Harden better than D Wade. Even his playoff stats were better. What about his NBA Finals stats?
Yeah, there's so much that goes in. What's the old saying? No matter how good looking she is, somebody somewhere is sick of her crap. Yeah, you can define it the way you want, but I think 10 out of 10 would have taken Dwayne Wade over James Harden in totality.
The most games in the playoffs history with a shooting percentage below 25 with 10 or more shots attempted in a game, James Harden.
Yep.
He has done that 17 times.
He's an evil genius.
Playoff games. How?
He's an evil genius. He giveth and taketh away.
We've been talking about my sexism and how Rob is, Rob's woke. Rob is like, he sees, he says all the right things. He pretends like he likes women's sports. I'm just not there as a man. I'm not there as a person. I'm not evolved enough. I wish I was, that I could, could fake it and be like, man, I really love it. I really love it. I just don't.
There's people that love watching lacrosse.
Yeah.
I
it ain't my thing.
Give a crap.
It ain't my thing.
Are women's bowlers as good as men? If women and men went at like co-ed bowling, would that be an equal? Not being a competitive bowler by any stretch.
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I would assume that's like that's got to be kind of an even ground thing.
Feels like it. That might be as close as we're going to get.
You know where it is? Like a shooting pool is like. Now
I'm not ashamed to admit that I've been beaten by more than once.
Yeah.
And normally I'm distracted because pool lends itself to certain angles. You get distracted.
When I was fighting, I was training hard. My gym was almost exclusively Brazilians, my first MMA gym. And they brought, my coach was an old school, he's like a legend in Brazil. And he's friends with all these badass Brazilian dudes. And they would come up to Texas to do camps because they could get good training partners there. And Chris Cyborg, the lady fighter, came up, and I was in the middle of a fight camp, and I was like peaking. It was my very first fight. I was peaking, and my coach told me to spar with her for a couple rounds. And in my head, I was like, well, okay, she's a lady, but she's not a small lady. She was probably weighing 165, 170. So it wasn't like I was, and he was, they made it clear, hey, don't worry. It's all good. You're not going to hurt her feelings if you hit her, like just spar like you would spar with anybody else. And I said, okay. But in my head, I was still thinking, well, I can't go hardcore on her. She's still a lady.
Punched you square in the face.
She knocked me down, and I said, oh, well, that's a mistake. I must have slipped and fell. And I got back up real quick, and I was like kind of check my footing, make sure the mat wasn't wet or something. And then she knocked me down a second time. And when I tried to stand up, my hand went through the ropes, and I was like, oh boy, she just knocked me down. And she again, I'm not saying that I can do athletics I couldn't go into the WNBA and compete, but I'm guessing there are, like your son, I'm guessing he could. I bet you in your prime could have dominated in the WNBA.
I would like to think. I had my own experience with this. And there was an early WNBA type. Her name was Clarissa Davis, played at the University of Texas, legend, great basketball player. We grew up in the same area. She's a couple years older than I was. We grew up in the same area of town, and we would all go play basketball at the gyms on Lackland and Kelly Air Force Base. That's where all the military brat kids would go play and play against the airmen. Well, Clarissa was there a lot and was really good. And if you didn't defend her and give her everything you got, she would bust one in your eye. Now, when it came physical, it was no contest. And if you allowed her an inch, she would take a mile. But it was easy to not allow her, if you know what I mean. If you decided I'm going to lock her down, or I'm going to play defense, or I'm going to score, it was like playing a much lesser physical that just physically just wasn't capable of keeping up. I mean, that's what you would expect. But the moment you backed off, like you land up on the mat. So my experience is the same. No, the very best matched up, it's not even close. And I was going to try to pull up, and I was going to try to be real smart. I thought, you know what, where can we combine and look at apples to apples? So I thought, what men's track and field, the 100-meter dash, at what point where they're similar? And I was going to see the fastest, the women's record in the 100-meter right now, win dated or not, 10-4.
Okay.
That was the world record for men back in 1922.
And
not even close.
No,
not even freaking close.
There are high school kids that run faster.
Oh, yeah, far faster.
So
so it will never be equal.
And for me, it's all like the reason I watch sports is different than some people. I just want to see people who do, like, I want to see the people who are better at this than anything in the world. And there's some women's sports, like, I can sit down and watch a good women's tennis match.
Absolutely. I think we all could,
because I'm interested in it. Like I think that what they're doing and do I think that Serena could beat Novak Djokovic? Like prime Serena could beat prime Novak Djokovic? No, but
it'd be fun to watch.
I'd at least be entertained by it. But yeah, I don't know why. I don't know what it is about me, but for whatever reason, I just can't.
Do you think, could it be conditioning that it maybe if you'd have been exposed to it earlier? I mean, not like anybody held you from it. There just wasn't anything to be exposed to. But maybe if you'd seen it earlier, you would have a little bit of history to it and enjoy it more. Or
I think maybe if I had daughters, it would be different.
I guarantee it'd be different,
because I know a lot of dudes who are like, and you know, that's.
I guarantee you it'd be different. I don't know of any that it wasn't.
Again, I just think there's a lot, and we'll get to Pat McAfee's audio here in a little bit. I don't think that. I think there's ways to talk about it and ways not to talk about it, but I do think we are in an age where women's sports are growing. Like there's no, you turn on the TV this morning when we got here, and it's WNBA.
It's the lead story, A and B block,
and then the next story is the College World Series of softball. What's funny is I can tell you the top 2 seeds in softball are Texas and Oklahoma. I can't tell you who it is in baseball, in college baseball.
Isn't that interesting?
And it's not because my interest level is higher. It's because that's what's being pushed at me. That's what I'm being told to care about.
And you know, back when in the early days, when I first got into radio, when there wasn't the ability, when things weren't as segmented, when you didn't have access to everything. And it wasn't that long ago. I'm talking about 99, 2000, when literally you didn't have a lot of the access to things. There was no way that back then the WNBA could flourish. There just wasn't enough bandwidth to support it. We just didn't have enough avenues to get that in front of enough viewers to care. And now as the women's sports have grown, it's because there's a channel for it. If you want it, you can go find it. Before, it was truly a competition between men's sports and women's. No longer. You can go find any women's sport someplace to watch now. And that alone is astounding to me, because there was a time when there was legitimate competition. We don't want to watch that, so we're not going to show it. Whether it was just 51%, that was enough. Now, man, there's no competition. You can find every women's college game you want to watch, whether it be lacrosse. You could go find their gymnastic meets. You can find it. There is an avenue there for it to grow. It doesn't get in your way. It doesn't take away from my viewing, because I don't have to turn to that channel.
No, it does frustrate the hell out of me, because ESPN Plus is where most of that stuff is. And they don't clearly mark if it's a women's game or a men's game.
That's typical. You know what, dude? Fubo, please tell me which sport I'm clicking on.
And the men's and women's like college basketball teams, generally, if the men are playing, like if it's LaSalle versus Duquesne, the LaSalle women are at Duquesne, the Duquesne men are at LaSalle. That's how it normally works. So you think, I'm going to watch this game. You click on it, and those are a bunch of
looks weird.
Those are a bunch of gals. They're playing in the third quarter.
What's going on? They're in the third quarter. What am I?
Yeah. So that is a frustration to me, but that's
but at least, in this day and age, you were talking about being a girl dad, you have an avenue to go watch it. And used to, you didn't. You literally could not find it. And I got the anger back then. I got that, you know what? We have a sport and it's worthy of seeing. And it was. Now you can go find it.
Pete says the women's soccer team would beat the men's soccer team.
You know what? There's no way. Although the men's soccer team is just inept enough to actually have that happen to them.
Well, I mean, you mean the men's national team?
Yeah, they're just inept enough now to actually lose to a good team. But and I do think there is a potential for soccer being close. But even then, physically, it will never ever be the same. Ever.
No,
it just can't.
All right, we got to hit a break. We'll be right back. We'll wrap up hour number 1. It's the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Score a trip for 4 to Orlando's most magical theme park, including airfare and hotel. Register now to win at SanAntonioSportsStar.com.
We could try to explain what it feels like to get your work done on a John Deere. The way a Z-Track mower finishes in half the time you thought it would. Or how much easier it is to move mountains of soil with a 1 Series tractor. We could even go into detail about how it feels to tow up to 4,000 pounds behind a Gator XUV. But if you really want to know what it's like to run with us, you just have to get in the seat. Learn more at johndeere.com/get-in-the-seat or visit a dealer near you.
She posted about us just now.
Celebrities can't get enough of Biana's bespoke skincare line.
She has 147 million followers. How do we monetize?
She needs a social media associate to help her with the hype.
We should repost this. Do we need a hashtag?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Nigel, I'm going on vacation. Don't touch anything.
I won't let you down. Enjoy your time off, J-Dog.
Folks, it's good to take time off, but your home's plumbing and air conditioning, well, when they decide to take a surprise vacation or start working overtime, that's a problem. Call Quarter Moon and we'll get things back on track, working right and at a fair price. Call Quarter Moon 651-5899.
Okay, team, I've supercharged the coffee machine. It's extra hot and dispenses 10 times faster. Allow me to push the button. Quick, call the plumber!
License number TACLA 88589E M1600.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Susan, I'm sorry I'm late. Traffic is terrible.
It sure is. But on top of that, gas prices have been skyrocketing. I can't believe how expensive gas has gotten recently.
Prices at the pump are up, but I never pay full price for gas anymore. I just use the free Upside app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I buy gas.
And does that actually add up to anything?
I've made around $200.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FREE for an extra 25 cents per gallon cash back on your first fill-up. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, to PayPal, or any gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FREE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FREE for 25 cents per gallon cash back on your first fill-up.
Look at you. You're a man. You work hard, you sweat hard, and then you smell hard.
just as God intended. Introducing a better way to fight your manly body odor with Mando Whole Body Deodorant. Mando takes a different approach to body odor. Instead of waiting for it to happen and covering it up, Mando's acidified technology blocks body odor before it starts anywhere on your body. That's right, anywhere. Pits, privates, and feet. Mando is clinically proven to block body odor all day and continue to control BO for 72 hours. Our cologne quality scents will enhance your manliness without being overpowering. Plus, it comes with a 60-day money-back guarantee, so there are no risks. Not that you have any problem taking risks. Hasta la vista, stench. Try Mando Whole Body Deodorant today. Go to shopmando.com and use code 1010 for an extra $5 off a Mando starter pack. That comes with a solid stick, cream tube, 2 free products of your choice, and ships free with code 1010. Shopmando.com, code 1010 for an extra $5 off a Mando starter pack. That's shopmando.com, code 1010.
The Angie's List you know and trust is now Angie, and we're so much more than just a list. We still connect you with top local pros and show you ratings and reviews, but now we also let you compare upfront prices on hundreds of projects and book a service instantly. We can even handle the rest of your project from start to finish. So remember, Angie's List is now Angie, and we're here to get your job done right. Get started at Angie.com. That's ANGI, or download the app today.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. I've got really good news for men. Later on in the program, you're going to be really excited if you're a man.
Is that my pronoun or is it genetically? I'm going to be excited.
You're going to be excited if you're a man who likes to have sex.
Well, that's a lot of us.
Any of you out there?
There's a lot of us.
Anybody listening? That's what I thought. So that's a radio tease. You know what? We'll do that in the next hour, in the 7 o'clock hour. I'm going to read a story that's great news for men who like sexual intercourse. I mean, if I don't have you bought in now,
well,
what am I doing?
Oh.
What am I doing? I can't convince you to stick around now. Hopefully, I bet people are going to be listening to the podcast. What was the deal? What do we got? What's working out for us?
Fast forward.
This is going to help you out, Bubba. Help you
like
out.
A manual?
It's even better. It's even better. It's even better. It's going to matter less for the guys here in this room.
Oh, well, now you're letting me down. I don't want to know anymore.
But if you're a younger guy,
it's all wasted on the young anyway.
It is. I mean, listen, young guys are having more sex anyway.
No, what are we not? I get the sense they're not. I get the sense that our generation had it a whole lot better.
No, I mean, like, yeah, at the time, but I'm saying like right now, young people are having more sex than we are. Yeah, my wife lives in Nevada.
I was going to say.
We'll be back. Some Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Kind of like choosing Derek Jeter as the pinch hitter for your baseball team.
Jeter, you're in. We need a home run.
I'll give it a try. I've swung a bat once or twice.
That's out of here.
Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Texas weather this time of year means storms, wind, rain, and hail. You know, if you were hit with the recent storms and you think you have roof damage, don't make the situation worse by putting your faith in one of those out-of-town storm chasers. Work with a local roofing company with years of experience. Work with a company whose people live in our area and deal with the same weather we do. That's Stevens Roofing, 210-785-0994. Or you can get them online at stevensroofing.net. Buy local, stay local, trust local with Stevens Roofing.
Sherry, what have you done to your hair?
What do you mean? Does it not look good?
It doesn't look good. It looks freaking amazing. I can't believe how thick and healthy it looks. Oh, I must know your secret.
No secret. It's hair volume from New Nordic.
Hair volume, huh? Well, it certainly lives up to its name. Your hair has never looked so thick. It is gorgeous.
I was so tired of having thin and brittle hair. Ugh, and the shedding. So I figured I'd give hair volume a try. Needless to say, I'm thrilled with the results. Hey, where are you going?
I'm going to pick up some hair volume right now. My reunion's next month and I want my hair to look as good as yours.
Hair Volume is the best-selling hair tablet in the world and one of many award-winning natural health products from New Nordic, the #1 supplier of dietary supplements in Scandinavia. Purchase at newnordicusa.com or your local Walgreens, Rite Aid, or CVS. Available as a tablet or delicious gummy. Help your hair look full, voluminous, and beautiful again at newnordicusa.com, Walgreens, Rite Aid, or CVS.
Thinking of popping the question? Diamonds Direct has an offer you can't miss. This month only, buy a natural diamond engagement ring of 1 carat plus and receive a free natural 1 carat diamond tennis bracelet valued at $2,000. Imagine giving her the ring of her dreams and her wedding gift all at once. No one provides education, selection, and value like Diamonds Direct. Your chance to get a free tennis bracelet from your friends at Diamonds Direct won't last long. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out. Go to nomoredraftywindows.com for full offer details.
Homeowners, ready to replace your windows or patio doors, but think it's going to be too expensive? Well, think again, because with Renewal by Andersen, you can get top quality, affordable windows and patio doors for no money down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. That's right. You don't pay a dime for an entire year. Just text SCREEN to 200-300 right now for your free in-home window consultation and free price quote. Upgrade your home with new energy-efficient windows and doors installed by certified master installers from Renewal by Andersen and get their best in the nation 20-year warranty. Renewal by Andersen is the company with the most 5-star reviews among leading full-service window replacement companies. Act now and get your windows and patio doors for no dollars down, no payments, and no interest for an entire year. Plus, save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. But hurry, these big dollar savings end this month. Text SCREEN to 200-300. Text the word SCREEN to 200-300. Don't wait. Text SCREEN to 200-300.
Seasons change. Why not your tech? Upgrade now during the Dell Technologies Summer Sale event and save on select PCs like the XPS 16 powered by Intel Core processors. You'll be able to bring your most intensive projects to life with built-in AI, minimalistic design, immersive visuals, and cinematic audio. When you shop online at Dell.com/deals, you'll have access to exceptional tech and electronics plus free shipping on everything. Amazing prices await you for a limited time only at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
Score a trip for 4 to Orlando's most magical theme park, including airfare and hotel. Register now to win at SanAntonioSportsStar.com. San Antonio Sports Center.
The Houston Astros took down St. Louis 7-4. They continue their series tonight with first pitch at 7:10. Astros pitcher Jose Urquidy could require a second Tommy John surgery, according to ESPN's Alden Gonzalez. Urquidy recently made a rehab start with AAA Sugarland, but was pulled from the game with right forearm discomfort. I'm Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Yes, sir. Here we go. Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Brian says, Cyborg is a man. Don't let no one fool you. No, she's a lady. She's a lady. And Goldfinger says, your one and only fight. Only one and done. I only had one professional fight. I had 5 amateur fights. So I had 6 fights. But only one I got paid for.
So you had 6 fights where people paid to see you.
That's true. That's true. And I got sponsor money and things like that.
Did you get like good swag? Good shirts.
I had shirts made and sold them.
See, there you go.
You know, I made some coin.
Did you have a nickname?
No.
See,
it's
too bad.
No, I know I should have.
And that's I don't know. If you're a fighter, do you get to come up with your own, or does that have to be assigned?
My coach called me Hino.
And what is that in Brazil or Portuguese?
Rhino.
They called you Rhino?
Yeah.
You know what? That's not bad.
Because
I'd take that.
He was like, because I didn't like to play. I didn't like to when we would do jujitsu. I didn't like to be the person on my back and do all the. I like to just smash my head into your face and make you uncomfortable. And he no se don't or something like that. I don't know. I don't speak Portuguese, but
I don't speak MMA.
But he would call me Hino.
The thing on your back.
Yeah.
That's part of jujitsu. That's when you're laying on the ground kicking at people, right?
Well, no, not kicking, but jujitsu is when you're trying to choke someone or arm bar them, or it's all the grappling stuff. You know what I'm going to commit to?
What's that?
Tomorrow we're going to talk about the NBA Finals.
Oh no, we're not there yet.
No,
they put it off. They wanted to get out of mind. They could have scheduled it earlier. They could have brought it front page. They chose to put it off for a week. So if we forget about it, that's their fault. You think the NFL would do something this stupid?
No, they wouldn't. The NFL is very, very wise. They've got it figured out. The NBA is still a little bit behind them. But yeah, I think tomorrow we can at least hint at the fact that there's going to be an NBA Finals game, and then Thursday we'll preview it hard.
All right.
So we'll dip our toes in the water.
Fair enough.
I refuse to even dip my toes today on a Tuesday. Although I do want to talk about what Kyrie Irving had to say about being in Boston, which I found pretty interesting. Let's start this hour with yesterday. If you guys recall, we talked about the UFC canceling the press conference in Dublin, Ireland. And I was like, it's got to be some kind of disaster. I don't know. I'm not as dialed in as some people, so I can't just say, oh, for sure it's this or sure it's this. Now, Ariel Helwani, who is not beloved by the UFC. Dana hates Ariel, doesn't give him any, Ariel's got to rely on
why does he hate him?
Because he is a journalist and
the ESPN cat. I got you. Yeah.
He talks about things that
so he tells the truth.
He says things that Dana doesn't like fighter pay is not high enough. And it's like, oh, I don't want you talking about that stuff. So I don't know the last time Ariel's been at I haven't seen him at a show in a long time. I know he was literally banned from shows for a while. I don't know if that's still the case. But he was talking about, and you can tell that he knows, but he's not allowed to say, which annoys me. But I get it. Because when you don't get fed from Dana, you got to protect who is feeding you. But here's what he had to say about why the press conference was canceled.
I could tell you right now with 100% certainty, confirmed 1,000%, that nothing with regards to any sort of legal issue, incident of any kind, drama of any kind, criminal thing of any kind, fight of any kind, alcohol, this, that, like none of that is at play here. There is no salacious story. There is no, there's no great drama. There's no great theater. There's no story. There's nothing going to come out. There's no egg on anyone's face. Nothing of that sort. With regards to any sort of like out of athletic activities, if you get what I'm saying. I can also tell you with 100% certainty, because I'm seeing all the stuff here. I'm seeing all the theories and the people throwing out stuff. There's nothing regarding any sort of drug testing or anti-doping or anything like that. It is not that. I could tell you that the press conference was postponed today due to an issue that has precluded it from happening. And so the question now is, A, are they going to pick a new day? And of course, on everyone's mind is, will this affect June 29th? As of right this second, me sitting in my chair talking about this, June 29th is still on.
Okay. And that's what really matters, is that they say Conor's still going to fight. Conor did send out a very vague tweet yesterday, which didn't tell us much about why we were not going to have the press conference. But I mean, you can't say he didn't address it. He just said the press conference is off. I'm sorry. Looking forward to putting on my best show in the Octagon.
All right. Sitting right now, chances of this fight going off.
65%.
And we've got a month.
Not even a month.
The 29th, we're 25 days out.
Yeah. It says, in consultation with the UFC, today's press conference was canceled. I should do this in a Conor voice. I can't do it. You'll think I was.
I thought you were.
You'll think in consultation with the UFC.
That's actually not bad.
Today's press conference was canceled due to a series of obstacles out of our control.
Of course, we have to guess, but it's got to be a medical issue, right? I mean,
I don't know.
In pre-fight testing, I get the sense that they found something. Maybe that needs to be tested. The deliberate. Okay, so what did he say? He said, okay, it's not drugs.
It's not drugs, not alcohol, and it's not any kind of
it's not legal
issues.
It's not drugs or alcohol. But it was so significant that a worldwide press conference was called off.
Yeah.
27 days prior to a fight. We're talking about, maybe $100 million buy into this. It is Conor.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, so we're talking about $100 million event.
Yeah.
That the promotional part of it, the best part of any Conor McGregor fight is the press conference. That's what sells the tickets. That's Conor. That's him walking in, grabbing the vest, grabbing the belt, stripping down, fighting. That's Conor. That's what sells the tickets. And that didn't happen. And you're telling me it wasn't drugs, it wasn't alcohol, and it wasn't the law. Well, there's only one other thing that could have kept you out.
Yeah. And now that's it. Injuries are something that historically Conor McGregor has fought through.
I don't think it's an injury. I think it's something deeper. I think they found, if you are so vociferous saying, I guarantee you it is not drugs, it is not alcohol, and he's not under arrest. But everybody is silent.
Yeah.
That There is something pretty heavy underfoot here.
Luckily, very luckily, Michael Chandler found out it was off before he got on his flight to Dublin. I would have been so pissed. My buddy Jeremy Botter, who he was a longtime MMA writer, but he went back in 2014. He was writing a story about Conor McGregor. He flew all the way to Dublin, and Conor was in Los Angeles. And he was like, I thought we had this kind of pinned down. And it's hard to pin Conor down sometimes. But yeah, so I think that's the lucky thing for Michael Chandler. I don't know, man. I hope the fight happens, mostly just because I enjoy. I don't think that Conor McGregor is a super high level guy at this point.
No,
we talked about it yesterday. He's won one fight since 2016.
When you told me that, he's out of time, man. It's over.
But
it's over. If he doesn't fight now, next thing it'll be an old guy Tyson, Jake Paul.
But that's the thing. Conor's now in that conversation of guys where whether I know he's going to win or lose, I'll still watch it.
I'm running out of time on that too, man.
Are you going to watch that Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight?
If it ever actually happens,
I'll watch it.
You know what? I will watch that because that's been a thread that's built over the last 5 years.
Yeah.
But if you just threw up another Tyson somebody else fight, you threw up another Paul somebody. I'm not because I don't. We're only an inch away from wrestling.
I think I'll watch Mike Tyson fight anybody. Like if they said Mike Tyson's going to fight like a sumo champion on a Japanese game show dressed as a panda, I'd be like, yep, I'm in.
You know what? I believe that, but we're the same age, Tyson and I.
You're shaking your head.
I'm just saying there's some one two there. And God bless him. I want him to do that because we're the same age. I want to know that somebody could actually go take on a sumo wrestler at 58, 59. It ain't gonna happen, brother. It just ain't. We're talking about Mike Tyson just had a medical issue on a flight.
Here's the thing: if Mike Tyson knocks out Jake Paul, Rob is going to be in the gym the next day. He's going to be like pumping iron, getting ready to go.
No. Because I know that we all of us want to. Now, there are lots of 58-year-olds like Mike Tyson who actually can at least try. But if you decide because you saw Mike Tyson do it and you're 58 and you look like me and go, guess what? I'm going to get into business.
It's too late to start trying now at 58. Man. I generally agree with that.
We have a lot of want to, a lot of desire, but it just ain't going to happen.
But
so
I knew
we're
Conor,
running out of time, man.
I knew Conor had zero chance of winning against Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
I still watched it.
And that was, I'll put that fight, if you want to define it as that, much like the Paul Tyson fight. It's just one of those. I have to see it.
Yeah, it's a sideshow.
But it wasn't for the athletic prowess. No. It's not Tyson versus Mitch Blood Green. We're not seeing that guy.
No. But I will watch. I hope this Conor fight happens. I'm interested to see how he looks. But I think part of it is it's almost like it is almost watching him fight now is almost like a freak show because I want to see like, man, how's he gotten his weight in check? Like, what's he look like? Does he look like a roided out monster still? Like, is he having withdrawals from other things? What version of him do we see? Is he going to totally embarrass himself?
Do guys like him, and I think Jake Paul probably has two, but if he goes out and gets it handed to him, just gets his ass kicked, knocked out, the sideshow's over.
For Conor?
Yeah.
No.
I will say this, and I will say the same thing for Paul if he gets knocked out handily, if that does happen for both those guys. For them to continue on the path they're on, the fight will now be so secondary that you're going to have to do some outlandish outside of the fight antics for me to care. You're going to have to do something crazy for me to care. Either line up some kind of ridiculous kind of nutso fight or do something so stupid or crazy that I want to watch you fight again. But the fighting prowess itself is gone. I mean, the only reason that Paul's still hanging around is that evidently by those that do pay attention to him, he does have a modicum of skill. more than I ever believed he was capable of.
He's a very good athlete.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing that's kept him around. But even as good an athlete as he is, he's never going to be a professional fighter. He's never going to be of the quality that you talk about why I don't watch women's sports, because he will never be the best at it.
I agree with that. But for when he started his career and now he's like 10 fights in, he's sitting at 9-1. He's
got
solid.
a modicum. I will give him the credit. He has come a lot further than I ever thought, because the mighty dollar makes you train 20 hours a day. And I think he really does.
Oh, and he's got the best people in the world.
Yeah, and I think he's worked hard to train there. But apples to apples, Tyson should kill him. I mean, it just shouldn't even be close, even at a 30-year age difference.
But
we're running out of time, Mike. And Conor's the same way, man. Father Time is undefeated. You can put yourself in Tom Brady's, vacuum jar and never eat another tomato. It still continues to tick.
Last time we saw Conor McGregor, he was sitting on the ground with a broken foot. The time before that, we saw him get knocked out clean. We saw him tapped to a neck crank by Khabib. It's like losing doesn't matter. At some point, you become such a big star.
But humiliating losses
matter.
Too. Knockouts where you go, dude, I'm not even going to pay to watch this tomato can. I mean, the guy that, let's put it in your parlance. I went and saw, who was the biggest MMA fighter to start things, that began things?
Royce Gracie.
After him, there was a group of about 4.
Ken Shamrock.
The next guy you're going to
Dan Severn.
Well, no. God, I just saw him do a TV commercial the other day. Just a bulldog of a human being. He fought at like 55.
Randy Couture.
It was Randy Couture.
Okay.
And I saw him just get destroyed.
Yeah.
And when it was over, you knew that he was never going to set foot in a ring again, because he was personally humiliated. Like, dude, it's over. And I think McGregor's headed toward that. And if it happened to Tyson, it could. I mean, you're 58, man. You're going to catch a punch that you would have never seen coming.
The last time we saw Mike Tyson fight, he retired on the stool against a guy named Kevin McBride.
See?
Father
Time, man.
That was in 2005. That was almost 20 years ago. I still want to watch Mike Tyson fight. I don't care. Like, it was
one humiliation away, though. One where you go, oh my God, it's over.
I don't think so. I think I'd still pay to watch Mike Tyson fight. I don't know.
60-year-old
I'm a sick dude, I guess. I think I'm just a sick person.
I would pay to see Jake Paul get his ass kicked over and over and over.
I think I'm just a demented person who's okay. And it's funny because, like, when Chuck Liddell was one of those dudes who stuck around way too long, and like his last 5 fights was just him getting like knocked out, and it was really sad. And it was like the way he gets knocked out is really sad. Like, he just kind of crumbles.
Could you watch Tyson get a pathetic whiff punch that puts him down, that just catches him on? You're like, oh my God, Mike's on his back. Like, I can't watch it.
I hope not. But if it happens, and then they say, okay, well, now he's going to fight. What's Jake Paul's brother's name? I'll watch that too. I'm a glutton for it, I guess.
I can't watch the old dudes go down, man. I hate to see the old lion get tossed out of the pack when you watch the nature movies. When the young lion comes rolling in, you're like, here it goes, man.
I get it.
Lion's done.
I get it with these MMA guys, because the money that MMA fighters make is so little relatively.
Mm-hmm.
But like Mike Tyson made millions and millions of dollars. I mean, I guess
a lot of money.
Burn it all up.
Liddell, I saw him making a TV commercial just the other day. I mean, Liddell is still active. He's still making money off of his years. And Tyson's got the weed farm that, I mean, he doesn't need to do any of this.
All right, let's hit a break. When we come back, we'll get into some of the sound from Kyrie and talk about maybe why this playoff matchup is so interesting for him. I want to see what the reception is. We just saw a video today of the game where Reese Hoskins went back to Philadelphia. I wonder what kind of ovation Kyrie Irving gets in Boston. We'll talk about that next. Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 FM, San Antonio Sports Star.
Rob Thompson here for my favorite fantasy app. It's Prize Picks. I'm just one of 3 million people that love more or less. Where else are you going to take a $10 play and turn it into 100x of your cash? It's Prize Picks. And as basketball winds down, the games continue. Yeah, lots of finals action there. More or less, you fantasy guys, you know how to play along with the other 5 million active members. More or less is all that matters. And in June, as basketball winds down, I have got the fun for you. Esports. Yeah, get in on esports every Wednesday and Saturday in June, and your lineup doesn't win, you'll get your entry fee back. Choose the Counter-Strike, Call of Duty, League of Legends, you know them, go play them. Fantasy games elevated. More or less, it's easy. Take $10, turn it into 100x of cash, and it's so easy to play. Remember the code ALAMO. Go to prizepicks.com, get yourself signed up. Use that fantasy knowledge. Go play today. That's Prize Picks and Alamo.
Introducing Lumi for Men, and we named him Mando. I'm Dr. Shannon Klingman's brother, the inventor of Mando Whole Body Deodorant for pits, packages, and feet. Because we all know our pits aren't the only places we get odor. Mando Whole Body Deodorant is different from anything you've tried before. It stops odor before it starts, powered by our acidified technology. Mando controls odor anywhere you have it. Her patented whole body deodorant formula has over 200,000 5-star reviews. And because Mando has a 60-day stink-free guarantee, you can try Mando risk-free. Give Mando Whole Body Deodorant a try today and smell like the stink-free man you were intended to be.
There's a special offer for listeners. Use code 555 and get an extra $5 off a Mando starter pack that comes with a solid stick, cream tube, 2 free products of your choice, and ships free with code 555. Go to shopmando.com, code 555. for an extra $5 off a Mando starter pack. That's shopmando.com, code 555.
At Progressive, we know how much you love your recreational vehicles, so we decided to record this commercial in an RV.
With a family on vacation.
Mom, who are these people? Oh, that's Flo and Jamie. They're recording a commercial, sweetie. Don't they do that in the studio?
Oh, normally.
No.
But we wanted to feature a family who bundled their home and RV and saved with Progressive.
Yeah, it looks like you're all out of chips.
Okay, I think we'll just drop you off at the next gas station.
Bundle your home and other vehicles with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
What's up?
I'm tired of feeling so bloated.
That used to be me. Then I got this.
Align Bloating Relief plus food digestion. A probiotic, right?
Yeah, it works naturally with your gut to help soothe occasional bloating and gas. Plus, it has vitamin B12 to aid digestion by helping convert food to cellular energy. 2 benefits, 1 capsule.
Align Bloating Relief plus food digestion from the #1 doctor-recommended probiotic brand. Learn more at alignprobiotics.com.
You want another way to add excitement to watching the NBA playoffs? Jason Minix here. Let me tell you about Underdog Fantasy. It is a fan favorite way to play fantasy sports, especially playing the pick'em game, where you pick between 2 and 5 players to build your pick'em entry, and all you have to do is select higher or lower on player stats. If your picks hit, you can win up to 100 times your money. Endless projections to choose from. It is fantasy and it is legal in Texas. So get started by going to the easy-to-use Underdog Fantasy mobile app or go to the website underdogfantasy.com. Sign up with my promo code STAR and Underdog will give you a mystery special pick to use on your first pick'em entry and a deposit offer. Must be over 18 and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. Again, sign up using my promo code STAR at underdogfantasy.com.
Joe Reinagle here. I want to tell you about something that has completely changed my life. I had vision correction surgery at Parkhurst New Vision. The results are amazing. The readers are a thing of the past. Hey, if you're like me and tired of those glasses, call Parkhurst New Vision at 210-585-2020. They offer a variety of services like vision correction surgery. So call Parkhurst New Vision, 210-585-2020, or get them online at sanantoniolasik.com.
Pork rinds pack a protein punch and are the boldest low-carb snacks out there. Skip the chip and try Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds for that ultimate crunch. And with flavors that will have you craving for more, the time to stock up on Southern Recipe at H-E-B is now. Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds. Be big, be bold, be adventurous.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Morning Huddle, 94.1, San Antonio's Sports Star.
I'm going to be the best version of myself right now, AJ. I have decided that from here on out, you're going to get all.
You're done jacking around.
This is it, man. You're going to get 100% the best version of myself, because when you don't get the best version, you end up getting, you end up turning into Kyrie.
Yeah, Kyrie has apparently not been the best version of Kyrie. And he talked about his last playoff game there in Boston. Here's what Kyrie had to say.
Last time in Boston, I don't think that was the best, not this regular season, but when we played in the playoffs and everyone saw me flip off the birds and kind of lose my shit a little bit. That wasn't a great reflection of who I am and how I like to compete on a high level. It wasn't a great reflection on my end towards the next generation on what it means to control your emotions in that type of environment, no matter what people are yelling at you. I'm built for these moments to be able to handle circumstances like that. And I've been able to grow since then. So, of course, it's going to be a hectic environment, but I'm looking forward to it. And I see it as a healthy relationship to have with the fans,
Did Pledger steal that recording from the school announcements?
No, I think he was in a tunnel. And he was on one end of the tunnel.
I mean, that sounds crazy, right?
I'm not even sure that was Kyrie. Do we have video of this?
I don't think so.
No.
Yeah.
When
he set us up for failure on that one.
As a father of sons,
mm-hmm.
when you raise, teenage boys are idiots.
Oh,
they're just idiots.
Trust me,
yeah, I mean, they don't mean to be idiots. They're idiots. We're just idiots. And when you finally see them, when they come home and they go, they had a problem, they solved their problem, they solved it correctly, and they came home, they didn't call you, they did their thing, and they solved it. And you go, oh my gosh, you're less of an idiot now than you have ever been. And with every passing day, I hope you become less and less of an idiot.
Yeah.
Kyrie Irving, who is that guy?
I don't have the answer because he's really confusing to me.
Yes.
I generally thought Kyrie was a dope. And I'm like, well, I mean, maybe he's just kind of grown.
Man needs moment. That, I still feel that this is the Celtics to lose. Like, if they just show up and play Celtic basketball, they're going to win it. But when I hear Kyrie act like not just a normal human, but a leader of men,
it's really odd.
That's frightening because he is still the best ball handling point guard in the history of the NBA.
Yes, sir.
Let's have a little challenge here. When you think of let's just face it, the most hated players in the world all come from Duke generally.
Yeah, it's part of the gig though.
I mean, Kyrie Irving gave us plenty of reason to add him to the list of most hated Blue Devils.
And he only played like 9 games at Duke, but he got enough Duke time to become a true Dookie.
But this version of Kyrie, I'm starting to think like maybe he's a likable Duke player. I don't know, man. I've never gone that way before.
Time, but I'll tell you, when you hear him talk like that, it's all starts to make sense. You go, no wonder Dallas is better, and no wonder we're getting I hate to say it, a better version of Luka. And no wonder these rookies are coming in and doing things, and no wonder that they're capable of playing 2 entirely types of offense at the same time on the court, depending on who has the ball. No wonder they can bounce back from losses like that. Wow.
I think Cherokee Parks is the most likable Duke player.
Oh, he spent some time here in San Antonio.
I think mostly because he's like, he owns what he is, which is, he's kind of a pothead, and I respect him for that.
Didn't quite fit in here. Didn't quite work out.
No. I wish I could hate Grant Hill more than I did. I feel like Grant Hill's like a genuinely good dude, and he was a real baller.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't hate him.
Well, that team, I respect. That group of Dookies from Hurley to all those guys. But that's the only team that I look back on.
But Christian Laettner's so easy to hate.
But he was a tough as nails son of a bitch. You know what I mean? The thing about Laettner I appreciated is he didn't hide it. That was who he was, man. He's still that guy. I appreciate.
Well, listen, JJ Redick never hid who he was.
And again, they never tried to fake
still
it.
A tool.
But that's what made them great. And I appreciate that. And they didn't have to fake it. Like sometimes Kobe bothered me because he had to invent hatred. Laettner just didn't like you. I mean, it was just in him. And I don't think that Kobe was that. He had to manufacture ways to really come at you. Laettner was just a tool, and I accept him for that. Hurley that kid should have never been that good. If you look at either Hurley brother, you go, those guys are hoopers. Yeah. So I respected that team. And Grant Hill, all the other Dookies after, they were riding, they were blue bloods, the quintessential, everything handed to them on a plate. Silver platter.
What's the guy's name? Recent Grayson Allen,
fit the narrative, man.
Ball tapper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't like guys that smack you in the balls when you play.
Well,
I'm against that.
As long as they have a smile on their face.
Yeah, nobody was coming to people's defense when Grayson Allen's going around slapping nuts. Caitlin Clark, if she would have got popped, people would have been like, "What? This is criminal." Nobody cared when Grayson Allen.
Grayson's just another white. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, white biatch.
Yeah.
Bum. All right, I promise you guys this.
Be afraid, Celtics. Be afraid.
I don't think they're
no, I'm telling you, Kyrie, that's some.
Do you think that the Celtics fans are going to embrace Kyrie, or do they hate him?
This whole flipping the bird and saying, yeah. Do you think that amplified how much they're going to bring it on in the finals? It's not going to be any worse than if he would have been happily traded.
I think it feels like he is. I don't know. Maybe he's changing his image. Maybe he's changing his stripes.
Well, let's think about what happened to him. Financially, he lost a shoe deal. He lost his Nike gig. It certainly has cost him some money.
Mm-hmm.
It cost him at least ownership of it. Not ownership, but I mean, he should be on a team and he should be the star. I mean, Kyrie, a man of his skill set and abilities and rings.
Yeah, but they wouldn't be in the finals.
Well, I don't know. This Kyrie, that Kyrie, talking of this?
No.
Be very, very afraid of a point guard of his skill who says, you know what? It doesn't matter how well I do. Be very afraid of that.
Yeah.
Because he is capable of not only lifting himself, he's capable of lifting three other dudes to places they've never been.
He's making Luka better than he's ever been.
See what I'm saying? He is capable. That's what the problem with Kyrie has been his entire career. This cat is the most gifted point guard to ever set foot on a basketball court. From his acumen with the ball, to his ball skills at the rim, to his ability to run a team when he's on it. No one has ever been able to put all of this together. And only thing missing was from the neck up. And when I see Kyrie's acting like that, you go, this cat, like Luka and like two or three other guys in the world, is capable of not only lifting his game, but three other dudes with him.
Yeah.
Look out, Boston. That's scary stuff.
It's going to be interesting. All right. When we hit a break, we're going to hit a break. When we come back, we're going to get into the Cowboys. And the Cowboys got to show up now. It's time. It's time for you to get to work. But also, before we do that, I've got the good news for men. I promised it. I'll do that when we come back. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, guys, I'm talking to you. Good news is coming. Hopefully there's good news in your house right now. If you have a Connecticut water softened shower this morning, you've already chosen to attack the day. My brother and I call it buttoned up, starting your day the right way. If you don't have a Connecticut, listen close. You live in South and Central Texas. The water you're getting is coming out of the aquifer. It's all been filtered through some wonderful limestone. It makes great sweet tea. And I'll tell you what, the beer our water makes is second to none. But the stuff that gives it the flavor tends to end up in your pipes. And over time, over the years, that stuff clogs up. You can see it on your dishes. You can see it on your skin. You can feel it in your hair. You know it's there. Do you want to drink that all the time? The flavor's great, but you don't want that all the time. And you certainly don't want it in your pipes. That's why Connecticos are so absolutely valuable. How rare is it that you have access to the absolute best you can get for absolutely no money? right now, for the next 90 days, you can have a Kinetico in your home to prove to you what I already know, that Kinetico is the water softener you need for South and Central Texas. The number you need is 656-PURE, P-U-R-E. Go to their website, KineticoSA.com. Yeah, sing it while you type it. 90 days free. Get all your details on the website. I'll tell you what, it is rare when you have this kind of opportunity. Take advantage of it now. Call 656-PURE. Have them come out and put a Kinetico in your home today, and I know you're going to thank me later.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, the NBA Finals are getting closer and closer and closer. We need to preview this thing, so we're going to bring in an expert.
Robert Ory's got a bunch of rings. We'll talk with him at 3:35. Plus, Shireen Williams from Pro Football Talk at 5:15 on the passing of Larry Allen and the CeeDee Lamb contract. The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
As you know, summer is right around the corner, and for most people, that means more activities, more golf, more biking, more of whatever you love to do. But if you're dealing with aches and pains, your more could become less. This is why I'm here to tell you about Relief Factor. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that helps fight pain naturally. For instance, I was sent Relief Factor to try, and I've been taking it every single day. I'll tell you what, I feel the difference every day. You see, instead of masking your pain, Relief Factor's formula is designed to help reduce or even eliminate it. It's 100% drug-free, and it's been a game changer for so many people. So let's get after it this summer. Let's feel good. Let's do more of the things that we love to do. Don't let pain keep you down. Give Relief Factor a try and save on your first order. Go to ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. Help fight pain naturally with Relief Factor. These products and statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition.
Come to Generations Federal Credit Union for a great competitive rate on a home equity loan. Consolidate debt, pay off credit cards, renovate your home, and more. With flexible terms, fixed rates, and minimal closing costs. All with easy applications and fast local decisions. Apply today at Generations Federal Credit Union. Rates and terms subject to approval and may change without notice. Full terms and conditions at mygenfcu.org/homeequity. Equal housing lender.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textblend.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Replay stop, opt out. Go to nomoredraftywindows.com for full offer details.
Homeowners, ready to replace your windows or patio doors, but think it's going to be too expensive? Well, think again, because with Renewal by Andersen, you can get top quality, affordable windows and patio doors for no money down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. That's right, you don't pay a dime for an entire year. Just text SCREEN to 200-300 right now for your free in-home window consultation and free price quote. Upgrade your home with new energy-efficient windows and doors installed by certified master installers from Renewal by Andersen and get their best in the nation 20-year warranty. Renewal by Andersen is the company with the most 5-star reviews among leading full-service window replacement companies. Act now and get your windows and patio doors for no dollars down, no payments, and no interest for an entire year. Plus, save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. But hurry, these big dollar savings end this month. Text SCREEN to 200-300. Text the word SCREEN to 200-300. Don't wait. Text SCREEN to 200-300.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit, hims.com/joy.
Hi, this is Joe Reinagle. You're listening to the home of the Texas Rangers, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Good morning, fellers, says I See Dead People. Good morning, feller.
Pete Estrada, hell no would I fight Mike Tyson. No.
Well, Rudolph says, why do you want to see Jake Paul knocked out? Because he made a name for himself, Rob? Are you a hater?
I am a hater. I'm happy for the life that he has created. I'm glad he's made some money. How far be it from me to question anybody's legal or even illegal, as long as it doesn't affect me, way of making money. I look at it like the mafia. As long as your interests don't interfere with mine, go do. But
I hate that. I hate that, like, I say, oh, I'd like to see Jake Paul get knocked out. And people are like, why do you want that? You're a hater. It's like, well, he's a boxer.
Yeah. I'd like to see, let's see here. You know what? I'd like to see Dak Prescott get tackled.
Yeah.
Maybe after a touchdown, but, he gets tackled.
And
fighters get knocked down.
And it's like, if you want, so like, remember in sports when you were allowed to cheer for who you wanted and it was okay to say that you wished bad things to happen to the other guys?
Well, because God didn't want them to win.
Like, I want Tom Brady to throw interceptions all the time. It didn't work out for me. I wanted Tom Brady to lose every game, but he kept winning them. But it didn't make me a hater that I wanted him to lose those games. That's what sports is, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to want your team to do well and the other team to do poorly.
I will say this, though. I think that my hatred of the Lakers because of the game clouded my opinion of Kobe Bryant for too long. My biggest sports regret was that I didn't appreciate what Kobe was when he was, because I was so wrapped up in the Spurs and they were such the arch rival that I never gave him the credit or the affection that he actually deserved. I mean, I should have appreciated what we had, and I didn't, because I lived in San Antonio.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. That's why I warned guys about.
I don't know.
That.
I also think there's some people who think that, Kobe belongs in like the top 3 or 4 all-time conversation, and I don't agree with that either.
I'm not going to go there, but I'm just saying, as far as the sheer majesty of this guy's game, I should have appreciated it more because of my just outright hatred for the team that he was on and the ongoing rivalry that we had. I just didn't appreciate it enough.
But Rudolph says you can't deny a lot of people hate on the way Jake Paul came up. Well, yeah. Generally, people hate on ultra wealthy, privileged guys, having more success. That's America, Bubba.
He worked hard to get there.
For sure.
It wasn't easy for him to get there because he has zero skill. That's what I thought.
Well, he had zero skill when he started, but he worked his ass off. Good for him.
There, but to see him knocked out, I'll celebrate. Yeah, I will, but I'm glad he's there.
Yeah, I'm with you. All right, are we ready?
I think so.
Are we ready for the good news
I've
for
been
men?
Carbo loading and prepping for what is coming.
All right, gentlemen who enjoy having sex, I've got good news for you. Male birth control is now safe and effective.
According to whom?
To scientists.
Okay.
Obviously.
Well.
And listen, so the thing about male birth control is I don't know why this wasn't figured out a long time ago. Like why there hasn't been some scientist who figured this out a long time ago.
Well, there's an issue with testosterone levels that they were running into.
That's fair. Mm-hmm. But now what they've decided is it has nothing to do with rubbing stuff on your thing. You basically what they're having you do is rub gel on your shoulders. And it's
they're doing it differently than I do it.
It's like I'm gonna need a video. It says it looks like hand sanitizer. It smells like hand sanitizer. He rubs it on his shoulders, and it blocks sperm production.
So it's like a topical.
Yes.
Okay. What happens if a woman rubs it on her shoulders?
Man. A woman doesn't have sperm, so it won't block hers.
I'm just
I don't know,
I mean, it seems like if it's on your skin, whatever's there might come off on her, and like propecia and stuff like that. Women they're not supposed to come near it.
I think that's pregnant women, and if you're banging a pregnant chick, you don't need to worry about birth control anyway, because you're late to the party, pal.
Yeah, when do you apply this?
That's sort of the like I would feel like I think you want to be on it for a while. Like I think it's like a once daily thing. Like the lady would take a pill once daily. Mm-hmm. You don't just pop a pill and be like, oh, I'm good. You can't just rub it on your shoulders and say,
why isn't it a patch then? I have a lot of questions here.
Well, Roger says, aren't condoms like 99.8% safe? Yeah, they are, but no one likes condoms. Let's stop pretending like we do.
Yeah.
It's anyone who says, oh, it feels just like sex without a condom, you're lying. That's not true. That's just not true. So we would hope that there's a method that men could get away with.
There's two reasons one wears a condom. One is the 18-year commitment and all that. The other is the 3-initialed STD, which could be
STDs don't exist anymore. It's 2024, Rob.
That's right. Those things don't exist.
Yeah, we've cleared those up. Dr. Fauci took care of those, I think.
Well, he got grilled yesterday. That didn't go well.
Yeah, it's funny. No one talks about that stuff. I don't know if like how we got rid of STDs or if we really did, but it seems you never hear about that anymore.
I'm gonna Google San Antonio STD rate.
Okay.
See where we land here.
Because we solved the AIDS crisis, I'm pretty sure.
San Antonio ranks 19th nationally in STD rates.
Oh, per capita?
Per capita. Let's see here. According to Interbody Research, a health information site.
Interbody.
Back in 2021, which
I'll do some research, Interbody.
There were 12,625 reports of chlamydia. We had 1,190 cases of gonorrhea, which,
what's worse?
Well, we had 1,056 cases of syphilis, and 333 new cases of HIV were reported in our city back in 2021. Since there has been a 28% nationwide increase in syphilis cases over the previous years, concerns have been rising as this new male birth control pill might eliminate the use of the condom. And while pregnancy rates might decrease, the rate of peeing fire into your toilet or backyard will increase exponentially.
No. Can't you just go to the doctor and get those things cleared up?
I don't know. It's still here. These things are still hanging around. Gonorrhea and STDs, along with your favorite syphilis.
Would you rather have gonorrhea or an unwanted pregnancy?
Probably a gonorrhea.
I think so, right?
Have the constant drip of gonorrhea.
Does gonorrhea? Is it? Can you fix it?
I believe there's a little bit of antibiotics tends to take care
Vic
of that.
says he doesn't know, but
he's in the Navy.
He said I don't know in a way that like I'm pretty sure he does know, but he's like, oh, I don't know anything about that, guys. I don't know anything about that. He's like, it only cost me one kidney.
When interviewed, the UTSA's well-being education coordinator, well-being being a broad sense, asked his opinion on the rising cases of gonorrhea and syphilis in San Antonio. The stigma about getting tested is decreasing, though. That's why rates are actually going up, because people know they have it.
Adults with gonorrhea are treated with antibiotics.
Yeah. Well, I'd
way rather have that than an unwanted pregnancy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just take a couple pills.
Well, I don't think it's just a couple, and I do think there's a little bit of uncomfortability. I don't think it's just like a.
You just talked about teenage boys. Like, what about those?
What?
You talked about what a pain in the ass teenage boys are.
They're idiots. Yes.
Yeah, idiots. You'd have one of those.
Yeah, I'd rather have the.
Or you'd have one who's trying to
discomfort
bang your daughter.
Well, I don't know where. You lost me.
No, like I'm saying, like. Sure, there's some downside to having gonorrhea, but there's a lot of downside to having unwanted pregnancies too.
I think we should, much like most dogs, a lot of guys just need to be spayed early on.
It's actually not a bad move.
Just, go out and have fun.
I think it's the best decision I ever made.
But we don't need
the
this
old
gene
snip.
pool anymore. I mean, we got enough of your type.
Yeah, it was a lot better.
Are you snipped?
Oh, yeah.
Taken care of?
I got snipped. I want to say like maybe a week or two after my second son was born.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yeah, it's time. This is it.
We talked about it. It just never really happened.
It still hasn't happened?
I mean, I never had it done.
What happens if
I think we're past that. It's no longer my concern. Now, if I could probably, I guess I'm capable. I don't know.
But you think your wife's not?
No, I know she's not.
Oh, okay. Did she get some sort of procedure, or she's reached the age?
She has reached the age where she is no longer.
Mm.
As do most mid-50-year-old women.
God forbid your wife leaves you, and now you start dating a younger woman.
I could, and I'm prepared. I could, in fact. I would think. I've never actually had a count made, but I'd like to think I got a couple that would slip past the goalie.
I like to think you could too.
Might not be as fast as they once were, but one sprint.
If you had a fun baby now, what would you name it? Wimby?
That might be it. I have a dog named Avery.
Okay.
From Avery Johnson. No, I'd come up with something
thank you,
unique.
Rob, for naming your dog after me.
Avery. I know. I have some names. I thought I'd go with something like Princess, like a symbol.
Oh, okay.
If I had a kid now, that you would not want me to be a father.
You'd think you'd be a bad father?
He'd be a free range chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd be the kind of kid that shows up for lunch money, $100 bill. That guy.
Yeah.
Take
do your
care of
thing,
yourself.
man.
I'll see you later.
Take care of it.
I'll be home at 5.
Yeah, I think this is like the thing about this is that I think is good is you've got the knowledge that you put that on. I rubbed my shoulder cream on.
If you put it on,
no one can lie to you and say, "Oh yeah, I took my pill."
I know we'd have used it.
Right?
I know, and it should be like dispensed.
Because when I was in my youth and I was really reliant on birth control, I would always say like, man, if I had to take a pill every day, I'd forget some days. And then I'd be like, when's the last time you forgot? And no, it's not a conversation any young lady wants to have. Like, oh, I don't forget. And then you're like, oh, you never forget? But they do.
Well, we trusted in that they didn't.
I know. I think us dudes would never forget. We'd all rub it on every day.
In the morning.
Like you brush your teeth, you rub on your shoulder cream.
I'm rubbing something anyway most days.
Apparently he said there was a couple side effects, some upper back acne and possibility of weight gain.
That also is a birth control. That too is weight gain and acne will also eliminate teen pregnancy.
Also, those are results of steroid use also. So maybe he's double dipping in the cream and the clear. I don't know. But yeah.
So when is that going to be readily available? When will I be able to get it?
Well, it's still in the trial phases. Right now it looks like it's about 88% effective is what they're saying.
I'm not sure that's enough.
Well, but here's the thing. You could, I know, I get it. And I feel the same way. I think what you would do is just like when I got snipped,
first couple times you
clear out the pipes,
yeah,
you clear out the old stuff, and then you go and you get the new stuff tested, and they tell you, hey,
right,
this worked out. So if I were using that shoulder cream for a while, I'd work out all the old stuff, and then I would go to the doctor. No, I'm not saying it's 88% effective in use. I'm saying 88% of men have seen the sperm.
So it's not like
it doesn't work on everybody.
If I had sex 100 times, 12 of them.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
I got you.
I'm saying out of 100 men, this cream is effective on about 88 of them.
So they use it. They're not an issue. There's 12 that have like bionic sperm.
12 that they're like, yeah, we can't beat
bigger,
this.
faster, and stronger.
So if you're one of the 88%, you're in good shape. So I don't know, man. This is it says the faster than expected timing to suppress sperm is an encouraging sign.
I don't know if I'd want to be the guy that it didn't work or not. Like, sorry, man, this stuff isn't strong enough. You're too potent.
Well, like one day this is going to be a miracle drug, and
You're
everybody's going to want it.
blasting through the condoms anyway, dude. I don't know.
I always think about the guy who
have children.
Like the guy.
You just look at them funny and they get pregnant.
Weed doesn't work on me. I can't get high. Like I feel bad for those people.
Well, I think they don't know what they're doing.
Or the people who say, "Oh, I'm allergic to penicillin." It's like, oh,
yeah, that sucks.
That sounds like
I don't know how you're still here.
Good luck living life. So, like, I always hope medicine will work on me. Like that's my goal. Is like I hope these scientists are smart enough
from now on. The older I get, the more important it becomes to me.
There's some people. I met a guy who was immune, or like he didn't get results from anesthesia.
Red hair.
No,
I've heard redheads
really
don't take anesthesia very well.
Oh, well, this guy had like a real hard time because
that would suck.
Yeah,
we're gonna have to knock you out, sir.
I mean, what do you do?
Just take one to the jaw, man. We can take one to the button to put you out. Bite down on this bullet.
So there you go. That's all the gonorrhea talk we're going to have for today, I think.
There's only been a 464% increase in congenital syphilis since 2001. So we got that going for us.
I'm against syphilis. All right, we're going to talk about Cowboys training camp coming up next. Morning Huddle 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star.
On your ride to work, it's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson, KTFM Floresville.
Introducing Lumi for Men, and we named him Mando. I'm Dr. Shannon Klingman, the inventor of Mando Whole Body Deodorant for pits, packages, and feet, because we all know our pits aren't the only place we get odor. Mando Whole Body Deodorant is different from anything you've ever tried before. It stops odor before it starts, powered by our acidified technology. Mando controls odor anywhere you have it. My patented whole body deodorant formula has over 200,000 5-star reviews. And because Mando has a 60-day stink-free guarantee, you can try Mando risk-free. Give Mando whole body deodorant a try today and smell like the stink-free man you were intended to be.
There's a special offer for listeners. Use code 1515 and get an extra $5 off a Mando starter pack that comes with a solid stick, green tube, 2 free products of your choice, and ships free with code 1515. Go to shopmando.com, code 1515 for an extra $5 off a Mando starter pack. That's shopmando.com, code 1515.
Testosterone levels in men can start to decrease as early as 30 years old, and long-term health risks can be extremely damaging to your body. Rock's Discount Vitamins carries a variety of natural testosterone boosters that can immediately provide you with more energy, increased libido, increased metabolism, and improve your mood. Rock's Discount Vitamins natural testosterone boosters can even help you build muscle and lose weight faster. With 11 San Antonio locations, visit rocksdiscountvitamins.com. Thanking God and South Texas for all the support.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You go into your shower feeling, but as soon as you reach for the Irish Spring, your day immediately gets better. That crisp, fresh, unmistakable Irish Spring scent zings your brain and awakens your senses. So when you finally emerge from the shower, 37 minutes later, because you pay the water bill so you can stay in there as long as you want, you're ready to take on the day and smell great doing it. Irish Spring Body Wash and Bar Soap. Fresh, green, Irish. Shop now at Walmart.
Texas weather this time of year means storms, wind, rain, and hail. If you were hit with the recent storms and you think you have roof damage, don't make the situation worse by putting your faith in one of those out-of-town storm chasers. Work with a local roofing company with years of experience. Work with a company whose people live in our area and deal with the same weather we do. That's Stevens Roofing, 210-785-0994. Or you can get them online at stevensroofing.net. Buy local, stay local, trust local with Stevens Roofing.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Kind of like choosing Derek Jeter as the pinch hitter for your baseball team.
Jeter, you're in. We need a home run.
I'll give it a try. I've swung a bat once or twice.
That's out of here. Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Score a trip for 4 to Orlando's most magical theme park, including airfare and hotel. Register now to win at SanAntonioSportsStar.com. San Antonio Sports Center.
The Houston Astros took down St. Louis 7-4. They continue their series tonight with first pitch at 7:10. Astros pitcher Jose Urquidy could require a second Tommy John surgery, according to ESPN's Alden Gonzalez. Urquidy recently made a rehab start with AAA Sugarland, but was pulled from the game with right forearm discomfort. I'm Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson taking you through your Tuesday, which is better than Monday. I think we can all agree.
It's a small Wednesday.
That's a good way to look at it. The tiny hump day.
It all comes together.
Yeah. We have talked about gonorrhea today. We have talked about, I think, mostly just gonorrhea, now that I think about it.
A little bit of syphilis thrown in just for fun, for giggles.
I don't remember anything else we discussed. We are going to talk more Caitlin Clark. Just a warning to you guys.
It'll have nothing to do with STDs.
No. We're going to play Pat McAfee sound. He's a wild man. Definitely not going to get fired, though, because he is the breadwinner there at ESPN. You don't fire the guy who makes you the most money. That's 101. Media 101. In a day and age where the media world is struggling, you don't fire the guy who makes you the most money. And I don't think ESPN's going to fire him. The Dallas Cowboys. Are we at the mandatory phase now, Rob?
Got to show to work today, baby.
Today's the day, huh?
Mm-hmm.
They got Monday off. That was nice.
You know, little prep work. You know, you got to ease into your season. But this is the beginning. So begins the fight, as it were.
And we assume everybody's showing up.
They better. They're under contract.
You agree that if CeeDee Lamb had any thoughts about not showing up a couple days ago, he's decided, I'm going to show up and play the game and get this money. Like, seeing Justin Jefferson get paid makes him feel like he's close, right?
It's a very delicate walk that they're going to have to take right now, because you have to be very careful that you don't, yap yourself into a franchise tag.
That's true.
You can't push too hard. You got to read the room. You got to be political. I don't know what the room feels like, but I get the sense that the coaches and the owners would certainly like to see everybody's pretty face. I think that it would be, if I was advising CeeDee Lamb, I'd say I'd show to work today. I'd show up for this little workout stuff to show that I am indeed willing to work and wait, but knowing full well that training camp might be an entirely different situation.
Yeah, the mini camp, there's 3 days. It's expected that everyone will be there. It's called mandatory mini camp. we know, according to Diana Rossini from The Athletic, Dak is going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know about CeeDee Lamb. We don't know about Micah Parsons, but Josina Anderson from CBS said that the Cowboys and CeeDee Lamb are expected to speed up contract negotiations after the Justin Jefferson deal.
That's the man. Okay. What does that mean? Tell me exactly what you think that means. We're going to speed up negotiations.
My thought is that Jerry, who likes to, he likes to let things play out. Now he at least knows what the market is.
He knew what the market was yesterday. No, but we knew what the market was.
Did we?
Yeah, we knew it was 30, 35. We're playing with tiddlywinks after that. Whether it's 34, 35 a year, that's nothing. We knew exactly where it was going to land. Everybody did. This was no surprise.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I feel like now the bar's been set and you say, okay.
Well, no, you're right. It has been officially set. You are right there.
Because I don't think Jerry wanted to be the guy who set the bar.
You're right. No, I will agree wholeheartedly. But they knew where that line was going to be. They just needed somebody to draw the line.
Yeah. And now the line is drawn. They know. And I personally, I don't think CeeDee Lamb should get 35 a year. I'd say slightly less, but chances are good he's going to get almost exactly the same. He may even get more. I don't know. I don't. It's possible.
Well, keep in mind Jefferson got that money because Kirk Cousins is gone.
That's a good point.
I mean, keep in mind there's all this money to pay him because the quarterback is now residing in Atlanta. And
the Vikings have a cheap quarterback room, and it's very difficult to pay. We've talked about this several times now. It's very difficult to pay other guys when your quarterback is very well paid. And the guys that we're talking about in this discussion, CeeDee Lamb, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson's the only one who doesn't have to worry about what his quarterback's making.
So an interesting situation that Jerry finds himself in, because to keep his duo of quarterback and wide receiver happy, one of them is going to have to get paid first. And the other one, by the very fact of how the salary cap works, will get less because of it. The second one will get less because of it. If Dak gets everything he wants, there's no way that CD gets all he wants. And if CD gets all he wants, there's no way that Dak can get all of what he wants.
Because that's just not the way finances work.
And these two kids got to play nice in the back seat. They got to get along for at least another year, and both of them feel like they're on the other team's side, the other guy's side. Like, I'm here to make sure you're an all-pro, CD, and CD's got to look at Dak and say, I'm here to make sure you're an MVP candidate, Dak. But both of them are reliant on the money the other one can get or can't get to make the money they want.
The thing that's weird to me is, like, when you don't, the way it works is that if you have this quarterback who's making all this money, it's hard to pay everybody. If you don't have the quarterback, you can pay everybody, but you're not going to win anything. Like, what's the point of giving Justin Jefferson all the money if Sam Darnold and JJ McCarthy are throwing him the ball? I guess you hope that JJ McCarthy can blossom into something.
You better be quick. I got a fundamental question that I've asked a lot of people that I respect, and I've gotten both sides of the answer. And I think it does come down to individuals. Does a great wide receiver improve the quality of your quarterback just by their, like, how much did Megatron mean to his quarterbacks back in the day? Because he had a bunch of slap-ass average quarterbacks, and they had Megatron to throw to. Or does a great quarterback lift a wide receiver more than a wide receiver can lift a quarterback? You know, does one mean more than the other in this relationship?
I mean, I always default to quarterback being the most important position, but I think about when Tom Brady got Randy Moss, and
what it meant.
Like, Tom Brady was on a different level, and Tom Brady was great no matter what, but Tom Brady, let's just face it, was thrown to a bunch of white bitches.
Yes.
And when he got Randy Moss, it was like there was something unlocked.
Mm-hmm.
And that
was a matching of greatness on both sides.
Yeah.
So I don't think that applies. But, you know, I would like to find a GM, and you're playing with millions of dollars in people's careers. But I would, in fact, like to see a GM go, you know what I'm going to do? I am truly going to invest in everything but a quarterback. I'm going to invest. I'm going to get 2 of the best wide receivers we can get. I'm going to pay for the best tight end I can afford. I'm going to buy the offensive line I can get. And with the money left over, that $25 to $30 million, I'm going to just go get a Baker Mayfield. And I want to see if all this talent can lift average talent. It'll never happen because no one will go that direction.
No, I agree. No one will go that direction because I think the better direction to go is
all in on a quarterback and hope it's Pat Mahomes.
It's either all in on a quarterback and hope he's good enough to carry you, or it's all in on the rest of your team and keep throwing darts at draft picks until one of them hits.
Same thing. No, I agree with that. Not just one quarterback, but spend money on every position and keep drafting. Every year draft a quarterback. Maybe the next one will work.
It's not crazy. It really isn't. When you know how vital having it is, and I talked about it last week, I'll say it again. I think the ballsiest move I've seen in draft realms in the last maybe 10 years is when the Cardinals basically said, we know Josh Rosen stinks.
Right.
And they drafted Kyler Murray the next year because if you know your guy isn't the dude, you know that everything else is for naught. Like if you don't have anything at quarterback, whatever else you've got doesn't matter.
So by that reasoning, Jerry should wake up today and go, all right, Justin got 30X. CD, here's the dollars. It's 30X plus Y. Here it is. Micah, guess what? Quarterback's getting X. I ain't paying that quarterback, so you're going to get this. It's coming. It might be after a franchise, but we're going to get there. This will be the dollar amount that you will get at the minimum, and it's Bosa money. It's coming. But first, I got to sign CD, and as soon as the CD gets signed, Dak sees the writing on the wall. It's over. I'm out.
But because of Dak's contract, it's very hard to just move on from him.
If Jerry would do it, if he would just wake up today and go,
no one wants to pull that Band-Aid off.
Admit that this was, we're at the end. I'm going to admit it today. And here's the money for CD. It is a 7-year X dollar amount that we can't get out of. Neither will he want to ever leave.
But you understand why it's like, this isn't Josh Rosen. Dak can play in this league at a high level. Dak was second in the MVP last year. Mm-hmm. So it's hard to say, well, Dak can't do it because if it's not getting done, are you sure it's because of Dak? If Dak is he's second in the MVP voting and you can't win a playoff game, are we sure it's not because of something else? Are we sure that you shouldn't be looking at the coach? Are you sure that you shouldn't be looking at your son, the GM? Because if you just say it's Dak, we've got to try something else, boy, it could get a lot worse.
Well, there's only 2 common denominators here. It's Dak and it's ownership. That's the only 2 common denominators. Everything else
is turned over.
Everything is turned over. We've turned over coaches. We've turned over OCs. We've turned over running backs. We've turned over wide receivers. We have turned over linemen. Everything has shifted over the last 8 years. But Dak and the owner. And the owner ain't going anywhere.
No. I don't know. I don't know what they do. I'll be honest. I see the reason why there's people on both sides of this argument.
At the end of the day, AJ, I think we don't care. Just do something.
And let's start driving the boat in that direction.
Even if it's a wrong turn, at least it's a turn, baby. Yeah.
Let's pick a direction and let's start moving in it. Tarek says on the chat that Dak doesn't do this for the money. That's a lie. That's a lie that people tell you, Tarek.
We don't do this for the money.
No, yeah. I don't. Who does? Who works for money?
I mean, if you are, you're just a sucker.
Yeah, no one's here working for money. We all work for fun, and then sometimes, last week I didn't get a paycheck, but I was like, oh, no big deal. I don't do it for money.
Well, you got to go through the lag.
Yeah. No, I actually did get a paycheck, or I would have flipped tables over. Because I do it for the money, Rob. I work for money. That's what everybody does.
Well, I just work to keep it out of trouble.
Oh, is that why?
As long as the money keeps flowing, that keeps me out of trouble. It's not so much the money. It's the stuff that the money acquires or spends on.
I work because my wife's at home. I got to get the hell.
You're supporting 2 households right now. That's to work.
Yeah, but I'm sure there's people who are like, oh, I only go to work to get away from my family. But no, I think most people work for money, and if they tell you they're working for not money, they're probably lying. Or they're working for the thing,
drug
like you
dealing.
said, the things that money can,
or they're prostituting or drug dealing. The fun jobs.
Yeah, the things that you need money to buy, they might be doing it for those for that. But yeah, everybody works. Everybody, it's about the money. Dak, I promise you, it's about the money. He doesn't like to say that because it doesn't sound good.
Well, when anybody
but it's about
tells you that, that's not about the money. Okay.
All right, let's hit a break. When we come back, we're going to take another look at Caitlin Clark, and I want to ask you if you've ever seen an example of I mean, I'll give you what I'm thinking. I want to see if you can think of any other matching example of what Caitlin's going through. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I have a good friend over at the Institute for Functional Health who started about 3 weeks ago. And there's some processes, there's some steps that you go through to begin the program that the Dr. Torres is so famous for putting together. See, the Institute for Functional Health is a full-service medical facility. They do rehab work. They're a primary care provider, and weight loss is just part of the functional health process that Dr. Torres and his great staff have put together over the years. And if you go to see Dr. Torres for weight loss and general health, one of the processes you go through is you kind of start your body on this new way of living. And as you go through that first couple of weeks, it's an eye-opener. It really does kind of change your attitude about food and how you kind of energize yourself. And he's going through it right now. And I know what he's going through, and it is not easy. Losing weight is hard. There's a reason why there's these giant industry and all the money that is spent just dropping pounds. But at the end of the day, losing weight comes down to a very basic premise. You take in fewer calories than you burn, you will lose weight. That's just a given. It is science. Now, how you get there, that's where the variance comes. Dr. Torrance has been remarkably successful because he has combined not only the science of weight loss, but the mental side of it. What do you want to eat? How do you want to eat? How do you want to live? And he puts that together in a program that has been so successful for so many people just like me. So if it's time for you to lose weight, I want you to call Dr. Torres and let him explain to you in far greater detail and explanations than I can why he has been so successful. I can tell you personally, I have lost over 80 pounds. I walked in to see Dr. Torres back in 2016, weighing about 295 pounds. I right now vary between 227 and 236. I'm still in a process. I will never not be on the program that Dr. Torres put together to make that decision. It's not the easiest thing I've ever done for myself. It is absolutely the best. Call him today. The number's 210-468-1891. The website is iffhealth.com. Listen close. If you have resolved it is time, there is no better place to go than the Institute for Functional Health. Call him today, and I know you're going to thank me later.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, the NBA Finals are getting closer and closer and closer. We need to preview this thing, so we're going to bring in an expert.
Robert Ory's got a bunch of rings. We'll talk with him at 3:35. Plus, Shireen Williams from Pro Football Talk at 5:15 on the passing of Larry Allen and the CeeDee Lamb contract. The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Ad paid for by the Sentinel Group. Attention Marines, military personnel, families, and contractors who were stationed at Camp Lejeune. Were you present at Camp Lejeune between August 1953 and December of 1987? You may be entitled to significant compensation. For nearly 34 years, those in the Marine Corps' base Camp Lejeune were exposed to contaminated drinking water, resulting in devastating injuries, including several forms of cancer, adverse birth outcomes, Parkinson's disease, and more. North Carolina's procedural laws have prevented victims from getting the justice they deserve, but passage of the Camp Lejeune Justice Act of 2022 would allow you or a loved one to file lawsuits seeking compensation for illnesses and injuries linked to the toxic water. Call today for your free consultation. 800-439-4252. Let our experienced attorneys fight to get you the compensation you deserve, and you pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. Call 800-439-4252. That's 800-439-4252. Again, 800-439-4252.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio representing people and families who've been injured in traffic collisions since 1994. The reason it's important to call me as soon as possible is the number of tricks and mistakes you can make, even up to talking to insurance companies, which I'm going to tell you not to do. and also some of the billing practices that are local hospitals. And over the last year, I've seen more and more of this, where hospitals are asking patients to assign benefits they do not have to assign, all in an effort to get more money to the hospital than they would receive if all you used was your health insurance. When you call, I will give you your options. We'll talk about your case. And all of that is free of charge. If you or a family member has been injured in a traffic accident, whether car, commercial truck, motorcycle, I want you to call me as soon as possible after the collision. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or go to my website at alawyerforus.com.
With a true Vegas feel, the Big Blind is the premier poker room in San Antonio, featuring an upscale environment catering to players from all abilities. From high-octane tournaments or lively cash games, the Big Blind has a game for everyone, including blackjack tournaments. From the owners of the Roo Pub and the Angry Elephant, the Big Blind is locally owned and operated, offering daily cash games to daily, weekly, and monthly tournaments. Learn more online at thebigblindsa.com. The Big Blind at 281 and Redland Road.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textblend.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Replace stop, opt out. Go to nomoredraftywindows.com for full offer details. Homeowners, ready to replace your windows or patio doors, but think it's going to be too expensive? Well, think again, because with Renewal by Andersen, you can get top quality, affordable windows and patio doors for no money down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. That's right. You don't pay a dime for an entire year. Just text SCREEN to 200-300 right now for your free in-home window consultation and free price quote. Upgrade your home with new energy-efficient windows and doors installed by certified master installers from Renewal by Andersen and get their best in the nation 20-year warranty. Renewal by Andersen is the company with the most 5-star reviews among leading full-service window replacement companies. Act now and get your windows and patio doors for no dollars down, no payments, and no interest for an entire year. Plus, save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. But hurry, these big dollar savings end this month. Text SCREEN to 200-300. Text the word SCREEN to 200-300. Don't wait. Text SCREEN to 200-300.
Nigel, I'm going on vacation. Don't touch anything.
I won't let you down. Enjoy your time off, J-Dog.
Folks, it's good to take time off, but your home's plumbing and air conditioning, well, when they decide to take a surprise vacation or start working overtime, that's a problem. Call Quarter Moon and we'll get things back on track, working right and at a fair price. Call Quarter Moon 651-5899.
Okay, team, I've supercharged the coffee machine. It's extra hot and dispenses 10 times faster. Allow me to push the button. Quick, call the plumber!
License number TACLA 88589E and 16004.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime!
Morning Huddle 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star. Caitlin Clark. Everybody's talking about her, including Pat McAfee. Angel Reese, who is, at this point, probably the second most famous player in the WNBA, said, hey, just so you guys know, people aren't just watching the WNBA for Caitlin. I'm here too, and I'm a big noise.
She's a new noise.
Yeah. Well, Pat McAfee, he responded in a unique Pat McAfee way.
But I would like the media people that continue to say, this rookie class, this rookie class, this rookie class. Nah, just call it for what it is. There's one white bitch for the Indiana team who is a superstar.
And I think there's a lot of people upset, first of all, that Pat McAfee called Caitlin Clark a white bitch.
But that was playing off what had been previously said.
Right.
He's quoting what had been allegedly said amongst college players about her fame.
I don't know if that makes it better or not.
I'm just saying he was trying to be kind of witty, and it came off like he was being arrogant or something like that. And he's since walked it back. But when I heard him say it the first time, I thought, this is a play on what we'd heard from LSU types and South Carolina types and, the college stuff about her fame. And he was just kind of taking it with him. Now, whether it was appropriate or not, we can decide.
Well, I will say this. There's some things, in a way, he's kind of right. I think he's more right than Angel Reese is. Let me just give you some numbers here. There were several games over the course of the weekend in the WNBA. The two that Caitlin Clark played in were sellouts. Attendance over 17,000. That's pretty good. The attendance at non-Caitlin Clark WNBA games, 7,600, 4,000, 9,800, 7,000, 3,200, 10,000, 7,000. It's kind of her. I get that. I'm sure the league is getting a little more popular. I'm sure there's little girls who like, maybe even little boys. I don't know. There's people who like women's basketball that didn't a year ago. So I'm sure the rising tide is raising all ships. But the truth is, Caitlin's the star. And Angel Reese, sure, it's the WNBA is going to need a Clyde Drexler. Okay. They need guys who are, or they're going to need gals who are really good players, but are mostly there to remind you of how good Jordan is. Like that's what the NBA needed in the 90s. It was like, we know Jordan's the best. Now we need some guys who are good, not good enough to beat him long term, but like good enough that, we can at least show off how good he is relative to this guy. Let's bring in Charles Barkley. Let's bring in Karl Malone. You needed those guys to realize how great Jordan was. And I'm not saying, I don't even know if Caitlin Clark's the best player. In fact, I'm almost certain she isn't
knowing that.
But I'm thinking about their long-term plan is there. But as far as the star power, it's not even close. It's not even close.
There are stars in the WNBA, that are kind of transitioning out. Like, we all know who Caitlin Clark is, but if you know who Caitlin Clark is, you probably know who Kelsey Plum is. You probably know who Sabrina Ionescu is, and you probably know who Brianna Stewart is. And there's a lot of women out there that are very successful and already been there that I do think, if you're going to hear from anybody, I want to hear from them. I don't give a crap about what other rookies have to say. I don't. What's her name from LSU?
Angel Reese.
I don't give a crap about you, rookie. They ain't coming to watch you. They're coming to watch Brianna. They're coming to watch Kelsey, or they were. They're coming to watch Sabrina. There have been stars there already who might have something to say, you know what? I can ball too. And in fact, right now, I'm better than she is. That's one thing. When other rookie comes and says, they're here to watch me too. No, they're not. No, they're not. You are on her wave, Caitlin. They're on the Caitlin wave. That's the wave you're on. Aaliyah Boston came out last year, and nobody was talking about her last year, and she was the best player in college basketball, better than Caitlin. She went number 1 overall, and she was the best player, and nobody said a word about her. Caitlin showed up. Aaliyah's still there. Ain't nobody talking about Aaliyah Boston. So I get it if Brianna Stewart has something to say, if Sabrina Ionescu has something to say. Rookie, you got nothing to say.
But when it comes to the popularity of the game,
it's all Caitlin. Brianna was here and we didn't care. We know you're great, but we just didn't care.
Let me give you a fact that might surprise you. If you took the Twitter followings of Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Plum, Brianna Stewart, and put them all together, it's less than Angel Reese has.
That's following. That doesn't mean athletes.
But I'm saying from
TV
followers, from a popularity standpoint, I'm saying like she's got a point about like, hey, I'm people give a damn about me.
I think the newer fans are following her on Twitter. That does not mean they're tuning into the games.
You might be right.
That's a very different thing. And that matters to brand loyalty. It matters to the leggings and the shoes you're going to pimp and the eyelashes and the makeup you're going to sell. That matters. But as far as putting eyes on a TV screen, you ain't nobody tuning in for anybody named Angel. Sadly, Brianna, they ain't tuning in for you either. They're not tuning in for Brittany Griner. They're not tuning in for the Las Vegas Aces. They're not tuning in for Becky Hammon. They did not tune in until Caitlin came. As good as they all were, as good as they are, they did not tune in. And you have to accept that fact. You have to.
I think Cheryl Miller should come back and school this girl.
That's
the only way.
I'll tell you what.
It's the only way we're going to know.
As far as stars born too early, Cheryl was one of them.
Oh, yeah. All right. We're going to hit a break. When we come back, I'm going to ask you, I'm going to say 3 things about Caitlin, And I'm going to ask you if you've ever seen another superstar who's dealt with these exact things. If you can come up with a comp. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Guided by the West, the first Boot Barn store opened its doors 45 years ago, establishing a legacy rooted in honesty and hard work, driven by those who make our country so great. With our 400th store opening this month, we're reminded of our mission to offer everyone a piece of the American spirit, one handshake at a time. Thank you for allowing us to support our American heritage. Boot Barn, keep West.
Hey, pet parents. With Progressive's collision coverage, you get extra protection for your cat or dog, because there's nothing worse than seeing your pet hurt. Like when you see their face after accidentally stepping on their tail, and you say, "I'm so sorry, Mr. Pickles." But as you kiss his nose and rub his little belly welly, you know Mr. Pickles is thinking, "You betrayed me." Anywho, Progressive pays up to $1,000 in vet bills if your pet is injured in an auto accident. Learn more at Progressive.com and watch where you step. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Collision coverage subject to policy terms. Not available in all states.
Introducing Lumi for Men, and we named him Mando. American-made, doctor-developed, clinically proven whole-body deodorant. Built for men, built for hard work. I'm Dr. Shannon Klingman, the inventor of Mando Whole Body Deodorant for pits, packages, and feet. Because we all know our pits aren't the only place we get odor. Mando Whole Body Deodorant is different from anything you've ever tried before. It stops odor before it starts, powered by our acidified technology. Mando controls odor anywhere you have it. My patented whole body deodorant formula has over 200,000 five-star reviews. And because Mando has a 60-day stink-free guarantee, you can try Mando risk-free.
There's a special offer for listeners. Use code 5050 and get an extra $5 off a Mando starter pack that comes with a solid stick, cream tube, 2 free products of your choice, and ships free with code 5050. Go to shopmando.com, code 5050 for an extra $5 off a Mando starter pack. That's shopmando.com, code 5050.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio representing people and families who've been injured in traffic collisions since 1994. The reason it's important to call me as soon as possible is the number of tricks and mistakes you can make, even up to talking to insurance companies, which I'm going to tell you not to do. And also some of the billing practices at our local hospitals. And over the last year, I've seen more and more of this, where hospitals are asking patients to assign benefits they do not have to assign, all in an effort to get more money to the hospital than they would receive if all you used was your health insurance. When you call, I will give you your options. We'll talk about your case. And all of that is free of charge. If you or a family member has been injured in a traffic accident, whether car, commercial truck, motorcycle, I want you to call me as soon as possible after the collision. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or go to my website at alawyerforus.com.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Kind of like choosing Derek Jeter as the pinch hitter for your baseball team.
Jeter, you're in. We need a home run.
I'll give it a try. I've swung a bat once or twice.
That's out of here.
Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Rob, I want to ask you this question. Can you think of a comp to this? Caitlin Clark is, first of all, she's bringing her sport to a level that it's never been. She is raising the bar of her sport to a level that no one ever has. Yet, her peers in the league are jealous, might be one word. They're certainly not excited that she's there bringing all this attention and money and eyeballs to the league. I think jealous is probably the best word. So her peers are jealous. The teammates that she's playing with are not sticking up for her. Like they're I mean, when she got shoulder checked the other day, old girl came and just picked her up off the ground and was like, yeah, you good? But there was no like, I mean, imagine if someone did that to Steph Curry. There would have been a brawl on the floor. Like there would have been, or it would have been an NBA brawl where like everybody puffed their chest out and nobody did anything, but there would have at least been some reaction from her teammates. There was nothing. And the third thing is the league that she is clearly now the face of has no idea how to handle it. Like, what do we do about girls bumping her around? What do we do about her teammates not seeming to give a damn if she gets tossed around? How do we handle it? Can you think of a situation that's anything like that?
You know, you live long enough, you've seen it. I want you to refer back to the 1986 Chicago Bulls roster. Michael Jordan was on a team with Gene Banks, Ron Brewer, Tony Brown, Dave Corzine.
Those are made up people.
Quentin Daly, George Gervin, Sidney Green. That team
the Iceman
transformed. Yeah, they had ice. We had traded ice for Artis Gilmore the year prior. That team was transformed under Jordan. This was a team that Jordan led in 1986, and he got 63 in the Garden. And keep in mind, this was Larry Bird and Magic Johnson's time. Isaiah Thomas was in there too. And the rest of the league was like, who is this Jordan cat, and who the hell does he think he is? Because this is Magic, and this is Larry Bird's league. They were the ones that had reborn that league just 5 years earlier. They were in the middle of it. And what came out of that was an all-star game where Michael Jordan was frozen out. This was also a time when when NBA teams were flying commercial. They didn't have private planes. Jordan got one. Yeah. This feels very much just like 1985. We are just fast forward, different league, same gravitas as a player coming out of college. Didn't win the title, but did everything else. Arrives in the NBA as everybody thinking, and he did it. And you had the old heads looking at Michael like, who the hell do you think you are? There are steps that must be taken. Just because you showed up and we get private flights and suddenly our NBA championship games, which at the time were tape delayed. You watched a championship game at 10:30 at night. Michael Jordan arrived, no longer the case. Even though Magic and Larry were playing, Michael showed up and things went prime time. And then he got shoes. And everybody said, how does he get a shoe? And then Magic and Irving had to go get there, and Larry had to go get their own Converse shoes. This feels very much like back then.
But here's the difference. And while I agree, like the way that the teammate, while the way that the rest of the league is looking at her makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But were Jordan's teammates going to let him get punked out?
They were all, yes, that's why they were all traded away. You think Ice was happy to see Michael Jordan show up? Ice had scored 40,000 points by the time Jordan showed up. And you think you are? We are the ones that took the buses. We are the ones that sacrificed. We are the ones that have been flying commercial. We're the ones that had to take second jobs. We're the ones that had to do all this. And you show up and you get all this? Yes, Michael dealt with the same things Caitlin's dealing with.
Then this takes us to the third thing I mentioned, where the WNBA doesn't seem to know how to handle it. The NBA,
they embraced it.
They figured it out.
Yes.
The finals weren't tape delayed anymore. The Jordan rules came into existence.
And Magic and Larry became bigger stars. The moment they embraced the league exploded.
The WNBA has to do something but even like you said, sure, Gervin probably didn't love the idea that Jordan was getting all this attention, but if someone took a cheap shot at him, were they just going to let it slide? Like there's almost a code where you can't do that.
No, I agree with that. And I think, I don't know how to, the league back then was a little bit different. There were fights every night, but they did protect each other. I think there was a level of, we got to protect the golden goose, which I have not seen in the WNBA. They just have not come to the realization that if you will accept this, and if you will grab your surfboard and just jump on this wave, you will all be better off. If you will just swallow your pride for a year or so, you will reap the benefits. Everybody will, but you got the Kennedys and you got the old heads that are like, how dare you? We have paid the price. We should be the first to benefit. And I think that's like that with a lot of things.
Yeah. It's one of those things. Who was the guy that they talked about that said, they said his draft stock plummeted because his teammates didn't pick him up after he would get knocked down or after he got sacked. His teammates didn't help him up.
Like that Kevin Costner movie where, the teammates didn't come to his birthday party. Well, okay. Yeah, I get it. And I think that weighs into it. It does. It matters. If your teammates won't protect you, who will?
Yeah. And like, I tried to think of guys who had this kind of hype. And the two guys I could think of were Johnny Manziel and Tim Tebow, where it was, I mean, at least to an extent with Jordan, he showed up and was almost instantly the best player in the league. Like it didn't take long for him to show like, yeah,
it was very apparent.
Whatever you think, like it's that and probably more.
Mm-hmm. And it's coming faster.
Whereas Caitlin scored 3 points in her last game.
Yeah, but it's very apparent that there is skill there.
Sure. But Tim Tebow, there was... the hype was there. He was a first-round pick, although it seemed like nobody else was going to take him in the first round. He went in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
And there were people in the league who were frustrated. There were people trying to take cheap shots at him because they didn't like that he was getting all this attention. I think Johnny Manziel went through the same stuff. But I never remember those guys' teammates kind of like being against them or turning on them. Like I don't ever... And I guess it's not that the teammates are turning against her. They just don't seem to have her back. And I would think like, man,
I will say from my experience, that's a learned skill. It is a learned skill to teach your team. You might have her back, but you might not, you might think you're there to protect her, but you're not the first one there to pull her up when she's on the ground. And that's something that you might think you have her back, and if there's a fight, you'll be the first one to run over and do that. But you got to teach a team that having somebody's back is picking them off the ground. It is patting them on the back when they miss a free throw. It's the other things that play into the big narrative. I'm more interested to see how they're handling that. How are they handling her when she's missed 3 shots in a row? Are they giving it right back to her? Are they freezing her out? Are they running another play? How are they cheering for her when she makes a good pass? How is she handling it on the bench when she's got the other teammates out? There's those little things that play into how your team reacts, not just to its superstar, but to its least player. That I think is really the way we judge that. But I do get the sense that this team doesn't quite understand how to protect this superstar, and it becomes more important. You got to have, a Charles Oakley. If you're going to have a Michael Jordan, you have to have a Charles Oakley. You've got to have the personal protector. That's just part of the world. And every NBA team has that guy. It might not be apparent, but everybody's got the guy that when you're on the court and he's out there too, anything weird happens, you better step in. That's your job. They need to understand that that's part of having a superstar on your team is you lay down so she can stand up.
But I can't believe that there's not someone on that team who wants to throw down for her. I can't believe there's not someone who's like, you ain't doing that to my girl.
I promise you, if this team is worth anything, if their coach is worth anything, the next time that happens, there will be somebody that steps in.
I think so. I mean, if they're worth, but they might not be worth anything. And that's the other thing, man. The league it would be in a league where there's 12 teams and 8 of them make the playoffs. They really need this team to be a little bit better. Mm-hmm. Even if you just make the playoffs and get hosed by the 1 seed, they so desperately need to get her into the playoffs
or keep her relevant in a situation like this. Either they don't need to make the playoffs, AJ. They just need to have her in the A and B block of the news. And if they're not winning, she might as well be on her ass with somebody looking at her being too mean to her. But either way, we're still talking about it, and that's all that matters. They need
to bring Kennedy in and say, "Listen, honey,
next time we need you to
throw some hands,
something else.
We need there to be a scrap, and then pass her a little envelope. Is this more than you made in Turkey?"
AJ, it sounds ridiculous, but there's a reason why wrestling has made it for 100 years, because we love the narrative, and the NBA found it. The NFL understands it, and the WNBA just go grab another playbook of what's worked in the past, and you'll be just fine with her losing a lot of basketball games.
See, Sherry says, I'm so sick of this Caitlin talk. Why are we, the community, talking about her so much? Just play ball and let the points fall where they may. And then she says that, like, the next time she posts, will all this talk raise the salary of the women? If so, keep it up.
Yes, absolutely. This is it.
You don't think that these women being on the lead story on SportsCenter is a great thing for their money making ability, for their marketability? For sure it is. I can name probably 10 WNBA players now. A year ago, I could have named 1,
right?
And she was in Russian prison.
And she's not even playing this year.
And by the way, I lived in the town where the best WNBA team was playing. I couldn't have picked Kelsey Plum out of a lineup. If she walked by me in Mandalay Bay, I would have never known it was her. So, yes, like this talk, all this Caitlin stuff is raising I keep saying rising tides, but that's what's happening.
It's an absolute fact, and it's been proven over and over. If you will just ride the wave, everybody will benefit from this. Everybody, but I get it though.
And here I am. I'm a man of the people. I'm trying to help women get paid. So I'm like, you know what,
but
Rob?
You refuse to watch.
I don't like to watch it, but I said, Rob, let's talk about it, because I want these women to get fair pay. A woman's work is never done, is the old saying, and that's why they get paid less.
Like my son to have the opportunity to marry a WNBA player and never have to work again.
Right?
But
that'd be nice.
I won't give him the stuff to put on his shoulders, though, because he's going to have to. You got to leave an anchor.
I can say this. I want to say it was 4 or 5 years ago when like WNBA players were complaining about salaries, and it was like laughable that they were complaining about salaries when there was like 50 people in the stands and they were losing money constantly. And the highest paid player in the WNBA it didn't like, it
was like $75K.
Made less money than I was making.
Yeah, it was not like, much.
Doing radio. And I was like, and you don't deserve anymore, because no one's at the games. No one wants to advertise with your league. No one cares. The fact that now we're sitting here talking about it is wild. Like, had you told me this was coming, I would have said, you're crazy. And the truth is, it's a long shot. This could be just like a Jeremy Lin moment where she's a big deal for a year, and then it doesn't work out and people stop caring.
No, I think we've seen enough. I don't want to apply the Jordan moniker, but there's there. We know it. With Jeremy Lin, we knew that this was, the grease got hot and we got a little bit of a wildfire, but eventually it'll burn itself out. And it did. I mean, that guy was in China in a year and a half.
Yeah.
This, Caitlin, we know this is coming. It's a lead follower, get out of the way situation. She is, or at least right now, even though 3 points a night and 1 win or 2 wins, whatever the case is, you can see it. There is some there. So just let it happen, and everybody will be better off. But I do agree that she also needs to go and improve some of the things she's doing too.
Claymore says, when WNBA players realize how to utilize their popularity,
they don't have enough to utilize yet. It's not there yet.
One of these chicks is going to do Playboy. That Cameron Brink needs to do Playboy.
We're not there yet.
Does Playboy even exist anymore?
No.
Oh, never mind.
She's going to have to own her own OnlyFans.
Scratch that.
But at some point,
but that was what it could do back in the day. Like if you were trying to break through and you really wanted to become mainstream, like a chick could do Playboy and it'd be like, oh wow.
Well, they got you in front. Now I think it marginalized you, but I
Sure.
think there will become a time where an athlete can do that and it won't take away from her athletic career or anything. We're not there yet because we're still trying to avoid sexualizing the athletes. Men, we don't care.
Right.
But the women, they need to be athletes first, and I understand that. But there's going to come a time when the other part of their marketability, their looks and all that, will be utilized. And I would think that should be something that they're all chasing.
There was some tennis player who did Playboy.
And I'm not talking about just Playboy. I'm just talking about exercising your looks in someplace away from the athletic field that you've chosen.
Ashley Harkleroad.
See that? I mean,
was the first female tennis to do Playboy, and remember Gabrielle Reese did Playboy, the volleyball chick, and what was the swimmer's name? Amanda Beard did Playboy. Like a couple of these chicks, they like it does. I mean, now with those, it was short lived because I just said, what was that swimmer girl's name?
Go make some money.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe that's not the way. Like, and the problem is, like, Caitlin Clark can't do Playboy. Nobody's. I mean, no offense, but like nobody's. Caitlin Clark's not popular because she looks good. I'm not. Listen, I'm not saying she's
choosing
ugly.
to market herself that way either.
No, she's got no interest in that.
She has no. I'm not. That's not being degrading. It's a fact.
But I'm saying, are there girls in the league who, if one of these hot chicks in the league did it, that the league would benefit? I think they would.
I'm not sure the league's ready to be the way they benefit. I would if I was. We're not there yet. I'm not saying it won't come a time, but right now we really do need to focus on the athleticism of that.
Dude, the
We're
problem
not
is that's not how men think. Like,
I'm not marketing to men, man. I'm telling you, that's the thing that us men have to get over.
You don't think so?
Oh, I know. I absolutely think that they're not marketing.
I thought
men.
that was the goal. Was
no,
they want
it's not.
They've given up on that.
Is to get the women to start paying attention. They're the ones that control more money than men do.
All right.
Get Taylor Swift. You want to control the world? Control a 12-year-old girls.
Maybe you're right
because they control all the dads.
But that's a good point. That's a good point.
They're not chasing. Caitlin Clark ain't chasing one male viewer. They're trying to get more and more the untapped market.
So she doesn't care what I think.
No.
Okay. Well, that's good. I'm for that. I don't
leave me out of it.
Yeah.
You know what? There's
Good.
something to be said for that. Just leave me the hell out of it.
I'm allowed to keep not caring. Is what
you know saying. What? And you know what? Because they are intentionally, they are not marketing toward you.
Okay.
You have every right to say, I don't care, because quite frankly, they don't care that you don't care.
Yeah, you're right about this.
There's something about manifesting and understanding. You know what? I'm bigger than that. If people don't care about me, move on. You think the league cares when somebody says, any NBA player says, I just think it's too masculine. Fine.
I mean, you're right.
Go away. We don't give a damn.
I mean, that's a fact. Like, and it's because I've dealt with the same thing when the rise of MMA popularity was happening. There were like people who were like, oh, it's too violent. No one's going to watch it. And I was like, yeah, people who don't like violence aren't going to watch it.
They're not going to ever come. Men who don't like seeing basketball with people that don't dunk, they are never going to come. But there's a lot of women who never even thought to watch a WNBA game.
You're right. You're right. Well, I guess maybe that
it hurts.
I live in my own bubble where
it hurts to be told, you know what? We don't care about you.
Well, but what's the history of the world with sports is we've got to market to men 25 to 54. Our jobs is market to men 25 to 54.
And it still is.
Yeah.
But the way the women are going to consume this is in a very different way. Very different.
That's interesting. Yeah, I guess I hadn't really thought of it from that perspective. I just thought that the WNBA was still trying to win guys like me over.
Why?
I don't know, because they won you over.
No, they didn't win me over. I just accept the fact of what's happening. I know that they are growing. I understand where they are, but I also understand their limitations. But they're not marketing to me.
But this weekend, you were wearing a Sabrina Ionescu jersey.
That's that's my own personal thing.
With no pants. It's
Not
very
at all.
odd.
That was my own personal thing. I like them extra small, too.
Very odd.
It looks good.
It did look good. I thought it was an apron at first. Wait, that's
no. I went Porky Pig on this.
That's a Sabrina Ionescu jersey.
Porky Pig with a Sabrina jersey?
Look at you.
No,
all
don't
right.
look at me.
No, please
don't
look at Rob.
That's not good for anyone.
All right. When we come back, we're going to talk about this fella who is apparently just betting on baseball, betting on his own team. When are we going to learn? This guy's probably out of a career. Might not be the wisest. We'll talk about that next. Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Susan, I'm sorry I'm late. Traffic is terrible.
It sure is. But on top of that, gas prices have been skyrocketing. I can't believe how expensive gas has gotten recently.
Prices at the pump are up, but I never pay full price for gas anymore. I just use the free Upside app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I buy gas.
And does that actually add up to anything?
I've made around $200.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FREE for an extra 25 cents per gallon cash back on your first fill-up. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, to PayPal, or any gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FREE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FREE for 25 cents per gallon cash back on your first fill-up.
If you can't sleep because of annoying knee pain, that's a problem. If you stop running because your feet always hurt, that's a problem. If your elbow, shoulder, and neck pain make it impossible for you to do your job, that is a problem. And it's time to finally do something about it. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett from Arasti. At Arasti, we fix pain fast. No medications, no injections. Arasti treatment is completely natural and non-invasive. Plus, we accept most insurance plans. There's a location near you. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
Nigel, I'm going on vacation. Don't touch anything.
I won't let you down. Enjoy your time off, J-Dog.
Folks, it's good to take time off, but your home's plumbing and air conditioning, well, when they decide to take a surprise vacation or start working overtime, that's a problem. Call Quarter Moon and we'll get things back on track, working right and at a fair price. Call Quarter Moon 651-5899.
Okay, team, I've supercharged the coffee machine. It's extra hot and dispenses 10 times faster. Allow me to push the button. Quick, call the plumber!
License number TACLA 88589E and 16004.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I've lived in San Antonio for more than 50 years. Went to grade school, high school, and graduated from law school right here. San Antonians have trusted me as their attorney after serious injury and fatality collisions since 1994. My website is alawyerforus.com. Why a lawyer for us? Well, after several years of practice, I watched as insurance companies created their own law firms solely to defend against auto claims. Today, there are very few insurance companies that do not have their own captive law firm filled with attorneys whose job is to minimize what the insurance company has to pay on an auto claim. If you or a family member is injured in a traffic collision, you will need your own attorney. Just remember alawyerforus.com. For many lawyers you see on billboards, your case will be handled by a non-lawyer or a staff lawyer. If you call me, Jason Thompson, I will be the lawyer you speak with. The initial consultation is always free. If you or a family member needs an experienced attorney, an attorney you can trust, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 900-0400. That's 210-900-0400 or alawyerforus.com.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Replace stopped, opt out. Go to nomoredraftywindows.com for full offer details.
Homeowners, ready to replace your windows or patio doors, but think it's going to be too expensive? Well, think again, because with Renewal by Anderson, you can can get top quality, affordable windows and patio doors for no money down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. That's right. You don't pay a dime for an entire year. Just text SCREEN to 200-300 right now for your free in-home window consultation and free price quote. Upgrade your home with new energy-efficient windows and doors installed by certified master installers from Renewal by Andersen and get their best in the nation 20-year warranty. Renewal by Andersen is the company with the most 5-star reviews among leading full-service window replacement companies. Act now and get your windows and patio doors for no dollars down, no payments, and no interest for an entire year. Plus, save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. But hurry, these big dollar savings end this month. Text SCREEN to 200-300. Text the word SCREEN to 200-300. Don't wait. Text SCREEN to 200-300.
The Magical Orlando Family Vacation Contest is a company-wide contest for your chance to win 4 tickets to Disney World. No purchase necessary to enter or win. One winner will be chosen at the end of the contest. Contest is only open to U.S. residents 18 years or older. Contest is sponsored by participating Alpha Media stations, audience or their parent, subsidiary, and affiliate entities, Alpha or audience employees, advertising agencies, promotional partners, and members of families or households are not eligible to enter or win. Odds of winning depend on the number of entries received. Contest is subject to all applicable federal, state, and local laws and regulations. Void where prohibited. Participants must sign all contest, release, and waiver forms to be eligible to win the prize. The contest begins Monday, May 20th and runs through Friday, June 7th. To enter, you must fill out the designated form on our website at sasportstar.com. Contest sponsors are not responsible for technical failures or malfunctions of any kind. For full contest rules, please visit sasportstar.com. Decisions of station management with respect to the contest are final.
Score a trip for 4 to Orlando's most magical theme park, including airfare and hotel. Register now to win at SanAntonioSportsStar.com. San Antonio Sports Center.
The Houston Astros took down St. Louis 7-4. They continue their series tonight with first pitch at 7:10. Astros pitcher Jose Urquidy could require a second Tommy John surgery, according to ESPN's Alden Gonzalez. Urquidy recently made a rehab start with AAA Sugarland, but was pulled from the game with right forearm discomfort. I'm Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. San Antonio's own sports star, Rob Thompson.
Here I am.
My beloved co-host.
Here I am.
Here I am, he says.
Mm-hmm. You want a piece of me? Bring it.
You know what? Your teammate would have your back.
That's right. They might help me up.
I'd help you up, man.
Would you go throw a punch in my defense? Would you go incur a $50,000 fine?
Hell yeah.
All right, I like that.
Somebody knocked you down at the bar and tried to punk you out. I'd come across with that right hook.
No, sometimes your buddy gets into it. You're like, dude, you brought this on yourself. I'm not here to help, but for the most part,
I don't picture you bringing it onto yourself.
No, if it's going down, it's something wrong.
Especially if you were like, man, you're making me a bunch of money every day, Rob. Like you come in here every day and make my job easy.
That's
the goal.
That's the plan, right?
Yeah. Now, Vic, would I punch somebody for Vic? I don't know. Probably not. Vic makes my job harder more days than not.
He's here to challenge you.
Yeah. He's like, how can I piss him off today? What are we gonna do? I know. I'll do this. Boy, oh boy. You'd think by now these guys would figure out, you can't bet on baseball if you play baseball.
No.
Also, you especially can't bet on your own team. This is a tough one for me because I've got no idea how to say this guy's name. Now, Vic, you are Venezuelan, so I'll ask you.
What?
Yeah, everybody knows you're Venezuelan. Tucupita Marcano.
That's about as good as I've heard. It's Tucupita, right? That's how you say that, right?
I have no idea.
I think I would just call him Tucu.
Or just T.
Well, what? Hey, wait a minute. No, Tuco. That was from
that's
Breaking Bad.
Yeah, Breaking Bad.
Oh,
Yeah.
also Good, the Bad, the
Tucapita.
Ugly. The old spaghetti western.
Oh, really? There was another one there?
Tuco.
Yeah. Tucapita Marcano.
Yeah, Tucupita Marcano, who
he's a Padre, by the way.
He is, but last year he was not a Padre.
He was a Pirate.
He was a Pirate, and when you play for the Pirates, you are not allowed to bet on Pirates games. But here's the deal. This one, I feel like there should be wiggle room. I know there won't be, but I feel like there should be wiggle room because of this reason. He bet on Pirates games last year when he was on the team, but he tore an ACL last year and was on the injured list when he made these bets.
Mm-hmm.
So he didn't have any say on how the game's results would go. Because isn't that the whole point of why you're not allowed to?
Well, there's also inside info. He might know if a guy's limping, might be hurt that we don't know about that might affect the line. There might be two guys that, don't get along in the locker room that aren't going to play nice today. There's some insight that a player, even if he's not on the field, has that I don't.
Can the locker room attendant bet on baseball?
I don't think he should, but
is there a rule against it?
I'm unaware of one that prohibits, but if it was me, I would say anybody affiliated with the team or the stadium that might have any kind of insight probably should be able to lay a bet, at least there at the stadium. Maybe hours prior on the parking lot. You can be geo-fenced away from that. But, I don't want, and the reason you look at it and go, well, what does it matter to you? But that could move the line. That could affect my way. So I want to make sure that it's on the up and up as much as possible.
I also think there's two things it's going to bring this even more attention and make it where they're going to hammer these guys. First of all, the Jonte Porter stuff was so egregious that the idea that you're like, yeah, you bet my unders tonight because chances are good I'm only going to play a minute or two.
Get out early. Don't worry,
man. It's so bad that it's like, boy, that's why the rule was invented. Mm-hmm. That's why you're not allowed to bet on your own games. But the Ohtani story brought so much attention to this, and unfortunately for Marcano, he does not have a interpreter to be his fall guy.
And he can't hit
willing to go to prison
and throw a no-hitter in the same week.
Yeah, he's also not the best player in the whole wide world. So sorry. 4 other minor leaguers are facing potential discipline as well. But if they're on the 40-year or 40-man roster, it's at least a 1-year suspension.
Okay. Can there be any leniency in this because he was hurt? Can you offer any leniency, or does every example need to be made an example of?
The Players Association, I'm sure, will appeal and say that, hey, this guy wasn't with the team. He was he under contract? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Was he, hanging at the facility? No, guy's got a torn ACL. He's rehabbing. He's
all right. Commissioner Hoffman, is he done?
He's done.
Done.
He's done. And,
I don't think anybody argue.
If this happened before Jonte Porter and Shohei Ohtani happened,
mm-hmm.
I would say he's got a chance.
Yeah, me too.
But he's done.
If you were hurt, you weren't there. I can see.
You're not
kind of see it.
I'm with you, but I don't think they're going to give him any leniency here. And the truth is, when they start showing leniency, they're going to have to start talking about Pete Rose again,
mm-hmm.
and they don't want to do that. And
this has to be the demilitarized zone. There is this wide variance of where you can be and still get suspended or banned for life. There has to be you just can't make a mistake here. You just can't have a known gambler that could affect anything inside. You just can't. So even if you were hurt and you were gambling from home and really didn't have any idea, dude, I'm sorry. It's just, this is one of those areas that we will err far more toward the less guilty are going to pay the same kind of price than the more guilty than the other way around.
So the MLB Players Association is continuing to figure out what the punishment is going to be.
Sucks.
But it would be the first direct penalty for a player betting on baseball since Pete Rose.
Wow. And, that just goes to show the cautionary tale that, everything that was done, it worked. It was cautionary. We didn't see it again, or at least haven't heard it.
And in 2015, the Marlins had a right-handed pitcher named Jared Cosart who was fined for placing bets, but they were not on baseball and they were with an illegal bookmaker. Now, I don't have a problem with I think it's crazy to tell pro athletes you can't bet on any sports.
In this day and age, it is. Yes.
That's insanity. But I understand not being able. I don't think you should be able to bet on. And you know what? I don't know that I even think you shouldn't be able to bet on your own sport. I just don't think you should be able to bet on the games of the team that you're on.
Boy, to me, I think it's not that big of a sacrifice to ask the players to not gamble on the sport they play. I think there's enough
right, it's
there
not.
To just go, you know what? I know you probably can make enough arguments that you're right. But just in general, we ask, it's not a right to be able to gamble. And I know that we're taking a step further that might infringe on some of those. But just for the appearance sake, we cannot let you gamble on the sport you're playing. And there's just no variance. And you can come up with enough reasons why you can, but there's the minute possibility of what could happen is enough to preclude all.
You're probably right.
And it sucks. And if you want to gamble on baseball, don't be a pro baseball player.
Well, but then where are you going to get the money to gamble?
Well, therein lies the rub, right?
Yeah. No, I think this dude's dead. And plus, and the Padres aren't that sad about it. I mean, this was a waiver claim that they made. He's just a guy. In 149 games, he's hit 217.
Not quite Mendoza.
Yeah. So, hey, good luck with whatever you're going to do next to Cupita. But it ain't going to be playing Major League Baseball.
The Venezuelan League is thriving. You can go down there and play.
Are you allowed to bet on yourself there?
It's Wild West.
The difference is if you let down your Venezuelan bookie, they cut your head off.
There is that.
I don't want that to happen. So maybe you don't bet on Venezuelan baseball is a good rule of thumb.
In fact, you are on a regular basis. You have other issues at hand.
But yeah, what you really have to you got to get yourself an interpreter to take the fall. If you play for a league, you shouldn't be allowed to bet on games within the league at all. So Joey agrees with you. Just the way everything's so secretive between these teams. Like if I'm playing for the Cowboys, it's not like the Giants and the Eagles game I'm not gonna have any inside information because they're not giving me any.
Yeah, but you've scouted. You've got some insight.
Well, everybody scouts, right?
Yeah, you're right. You can make enough arguments for anybody who is a rational mind. Go, yeah, you're right. But unfortunately, one possibility is enough for me to rule everything else out.
And I think I think you're generally right that they're not gonna open up that door because it is Pandora's box, I think. But I don't know. I just think in a day and age where we're starting to realize that much like, gambling's not the devil.
It's not. It really is not. And it adds to the enjoyment of the game. And we never wanted to admit that to just normal Joes, that the game gets better when there's a little something on it. That's why you pay an entry fee to play fantasy football, because if you don't pay the fee, you really you don't care.
And it seems like more and more people are starting to accept that this isn't that big of a deal.
No.
And I mean, it's the best comp I can think of is marijuana. 10 years ago, 20 years ago, if an NBA player got caught smoking marijuana, you're in big trouble. Now it's like, no one cares because it's just generally, it's so much more socially accepted now that it's like dudes having tattoos in the 80s. A guy who had tattoos imagine a guy playing in the NBA who had a sleeve tattoo in the 1980s.
AJ, you brought him up. Cherokee Parks came to San Antonio and had to carry and wear an arm sleeve because he wasn't allowed to have tats on the court.
Think about that now. Think about in today's world. There's guys who have corporate jobs who have tattoos on their hands and necks. It's just That's the way it's socially acceptable now. It's not a big taboo anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I really think gambling is that way.
We're almost there, but I still think there's guys of our age that still I'm a little worried. And that's enough for me to go, just not yet. And I think the next generation will probably see it for absolutely what it's worth, that it ain't that big a deal. And yeah, you can legislate 99%, but there's always the 1% variable of something bad happening no matter what you do. And you can't get rid of it all. So might as well, add to the enjoyment and add to the marketability of all the sports and let them play.
All right. When we come back, we're going to pay tribute to 2 dead legends.
Wow, that hurt.
Yeah. I mean, we lost some real ones yesterday.
Yes, we did.
But I think that they deserve their moment in the sun, and we'll talk about that next. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on the Blitz, the NBA Finals are getting closer and closer and closer. We need to preview this thing, so we're going to bring in an expert.
Robert Ory's got a bunch of rings. We'll talk with him at 3:35. Plus, Shireen Williams from Pro Football Talk at 5:15 on the passing of Larry Allen and the CeeDee Lamb contract. The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Not to brag, but Progressive's Name Your Price tool is mankind's greatest tool ever. Even better than the wheel. Sure, without the wheel, we wouldn't have modern transportation or funny videos of dogs riding skateboards. But without the Name Your Price tool, we wouldn't have easy access to auto insurance options based on our budget. And, well, cars do need wheels. They also need insurance, and insurance never goes flat. Learn more about the greatest tool ever, the Name Your Price tool at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
This is CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger. With Fidelity Wealth Management, a dedicated advisor can work with you on a comprehensive plan to help you reach your wealth's full potential. Plus, you'll have access to specialists in estate planning strategies. So you're not just growing and protecting your wealth, you're sharing it. More at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE SIPC.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you're always looking for ways to position your operation to create opportunities and move on them faster. With Bank of America, you get access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter. Locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2024 Bank of America NA.
EasyCater. 100,000 restaurants, one platform. Whether you need food for catered meetings or company events, EasyCater has everything to make food for work, work. Seriously, it's all right here in one place. Coffee, snacks, breakfast, daily employee lunches, you name it. Whether you run a nonprofit or a company with offices nationwide, we've got you covered. Anywhere work happens, EasyCater has everything you need to make food for work, work. Order 24/7 at EasyCater.com.
With T-Mobile, you can get tons of benefits and still save because nobody likes having to choose. It's like getting romance and sci-fi.
I love you. Also, I'm a robot.
At T-Mobile, you can get the benefits you want and still save on every plan versus AT&T and Verizon. See how with our savings calculator at T-Mobile.com/switch. Plus, switch and keep your phone. We'll pay it off up to $800.
Via virtual prepaid card in 15 days. Qualifying unlocked device credit service and timely redemption required. Card has no cash access and expires in 6 months. See T-Mobile.com.
Some people just know the more you protect, the more you save with Allstate. Because they know insurance math. Like if you protect your home and auto, Allstate can save you up to 25%. So it's like losing money if you don't bundle. Save more when you protect more. Bundle home and auto with Allstate today.
Bundled savings vary by state and are not available in every state. Saving up to 25% is the countrywide average of the maximum available savings off the home policy. Allstate Vehicle and Property Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Diamonds Direct has done it again. This month only, get ready for an offer you can't resist. Buy a natural diamond engagement ring of 1 carat plus and receive a free natural 1 carat diamond tennis bracelet valued at $2,000. That's right, a stunning diamond tennis bracelet at no extra cost. Imagine giving her the ring of her dreams and her wedding gift all at once. So hurry into Diamonds Direct. Your chance to get a free tennis bracelet will not last long. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
Introducing Lumi for Men, and we named him Mando.
I'm Dr. Shannon Klingman, the inventor of Mando Whole Body Deodorant for pits, packages, and feet, because we all know our pits aren't the only place we get odor. Mando Whole Body Deodorant is different from anything you've ever tried before. It stops odor before it starts, powered by our acidified technology. Mando controls odor anywhere you have it. My patented whole body deodorant formula has over 200,000 five-star reviews. And because Mando has a 60-day stink-free guarantee, you can try Mando risk-free. Give Mando whole body deodorant a try today and smell like the stink-free man you were intended to be.
There's a special offer for listeners. Use code 1515 and get an extra $5 off a Mando starter pack that comes with a solid stick, cream tube, 2 free products of your choice, and ships free with code 1515. Go to shopmando.com, code 1515 for an extra $5 off a Mando starter pack. That's shopmando.com, code 1515.
Get ready for the ultimate pop culture experience at the Ace Superhero Comic-Con presented by Thomas J. Henry. Join us June 20th through the 23rd as we welcome Hawkeye's Jeremy Renner, Andor's Diego Luna, and many more stars. Plus, capture a free selfie and autograph with 10 of the celebrities in the free autograph zone. Indulge in our free play arcade, explore Vendor Village, and rock out to daily concerts. Don't miss out. Get your event passes now at pmxevents.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
And there we are. All right.
He was waylaid in the hall.
Or
he waylaid himself. What happened, Vic?
Remember when I said
what happened? You get lost?
Remember when I said I'd throw a punch
No, I
for
just
you?
lost track of time.
Okay.
This guy.
I'll tell you, we thought we had more control in the glass box of fun than we do. I mean,
Nah.
it is all incumbent upon Vic. He is, in fact, the gatekeeper.
Yeah.
We'll discuss later. Boy, Vic, he's in big trouble now, guys. Big trouble. Lost some legends. Rob.
Well, I know of one legend.
Larry Allen, Pro Football Hall of Famer, San Francisco 49ers legend. Is that how we don't say San Francisco 49ers legend?
Well, we claim Charles Haley, so
okay,
they can use it.
Who gets Dion?
Oh, the Cowboys.
For sure.
Oh, he is. Well, actually, Atlanta probably deserves
I feel like
him.
Atlanta deserves him, but he won rings with, okay. Larry Allen, one of, I think certainly I don't know, where is he top 5 interior lineman of all time?
He's, I don't know. I don't follow offensive linemen. I don't, you only time you ever see an offensive lineman is a pancake block, when they just smash somebody in front of a running back.
You saw plenty of those with him.
And and the highlights of him, I think the best description I've ever heard, for the modern fan is if Aaron Donald had decided to be an offensive guard, he would have been Larry Allen. And if Larry Allen had decided to be a defensive tackle, he'd have been Aaron Donald. They were just so physically better than anybody they ever played against. They were just stronger and better than everybody they ever played against, and just dominated.
Yeah. I mean, Larry Allen was a giant man, which made a bit of a difference. Aaron Donald, not
I'm just saying,
giant of a man, but
Larry Allen and Aaron Donald, and you can find others, never lost a one-on-one battle.
No, you're right.
It might have been a tie, but it was never a loss.
I would argue that without Larry Allen, Emmitt Smith is not a Hall of Fame running. Like Emmitt Smith's a pretty good running back.
Emmitt would agree with you. Did you see that was as heartfelt of a statement on Hit the X's as anything I've seen? I think he would absolutely agree that he is not sitting where he is, but for Larry Allen.
No, I think he's right about that. Yeah, 52 years old, a bummer. 6-time All-Pro. That's incredible. First team All-Pro. That is incredible. 11 Pro Bowl selections and played every position on the offensive line except for center in his career. So hell of a run. in the NFL for Larry Allen. Not the best run in life at only 52 years old.
Passed
That's
at 52 on vacation in Mexico.
That's not the time to go.
Just horrible. Just yeah. Sad news.
Yeah, I would have waited till I got back from vacation.
Well, if you're gonna go on vacation.
No,
you're not feeling bad. You're having a good time.
That makes everything difficult on your family. Like,
oh, there's that.
They got to move him back. It's not like you can just put him in your luggage. Like, it's a grown person, a very big. He'd be over the weight limit for your baggage anyway.
Probably.
Wasn't the only legend to go. R.I.P. Larry Allen, though. I'm surprised that this guy wasn't on those same 90s Cowboys now that I think about it. The world's most arrested man has died as well. Henry Earl died at the age of 74. His criminal history included more than 1,500 arrests. That's incredible numbers.
Well, I think that was I think he was gaming the system.
The last several years of his life, he resided at a nursing home in Owenton, Kentucky, which is 50 miles from Lexington. And that's where he put up most of his numbers, his arrest
Lexington?
numbers. No, in Owenton.
Oh, Owenton. Is he like Otis? Did he have a key to the cell? Could he just go in whenever
He was apparently a local celebrity.
Okay.
He was regularly arrested for public order crimes, typically alcohol
drunken
related. He had spent over 6,000 days in county lockup.
One night at a time.
Let's do some math here real quick. I'm going to pull up my trusty calculator here.
Yeah, about 20 years.
Yeah, 6,000 divided by 365. Yeah, we're 16 and a half years of his life he spent in county lockup.
But that wasn't constant. That was one night at a time, in, out the day, then out, in. It wasn't 16 consecutive years.
Correct.
I think he went in when he was hungry. If it was, how many nights did he spend in the county when it was like below 50? I bet every night. He got a little cold.
I'm sure.
He knew that he knew when it was Taco Tuesday. And, I don't know if they served anything specific in the jail on Thursdays, but maybe he went in for like turkey loaf night.
He did not have many violent arrests. So as much hooliganism as this guy was doing, there wasn't many violent crimes, which is nice. His first arrest came in July 1970 at age 20.
Oh, he started late.
Carrying a concealed weapon. And in the few years before he entered the nursing home in 2017. So you got to think about that. He was only active for 47 years.
And 16 of them. Well, they need to name the jail after this guy.
I would think so.
He's been there more than anybody else. Nobody else done 16 years of county lockup time. That might be a record unto itself.
Yeah.
16 years in county. Yikes.
In the few years before he entered the nursing home, though, he spent longer stretches in custody because the leniency that he'd gotten by the judges, they were kind of fed up with it by then. His last arrest came in 2017 for public intoxication. He was laid to rest. No surviving family members have been identified, but I challenge you to go look up the obituary for Henry Earl and tell me that it does not look like if Russell Wilson had gone the wrong way in life. If Russell Wilson hadn't found Jesus.
That's right.
I mean, I'm going to hold this up to the YouTube so you guys can see this guy and tell me this. If Russell Wilson, instead of playing football, had decided to be a drunk hobo,
a scrap metal dealer,
tell me that doesn't look.
Russell went another direction.
I mean, come on.
I don't think Sierra would have been too keen to be a part of his life.
What if I also told you that Mr. Earl is 5'4"?
Well, I've never seen Mr. Earl and Russell Wilson in the same place at the same time.
I haven't either. How many guys do you know look just like that and are 5'4"? It's Henry Earl, Russell Wilson.
So there might be some gene stuff going on.
End of list.
Did he get a trophy of some sort? Will he be remembered in the state of Kentucky for the greatness that he did off?
Unfortunately, I don't think they're looking at it that way.
I think we need to have, what's his name again?
Henry Earl.
I think Henry Earl should have his own day in the state of Kentucky where every drunken disorderly gets like 6 hours in the yard. Henry Earl
be a
time.
good day, yeah. But no, That's RIP to both
1,500 arrests.
Both those legends.
Do you think they fingerprinted him every time he went in?
I think they knew
Or
most
just
of
went
it.
back
They
to the
probably got
most
really
recent
lazy.
copy?
They probably got really lazy in the end.
Or did he just do it himself? Like, I'm checking in, I'll be here overnight.
Here's
Just
my
rolling the thumbs up.
You guys know me. You know me.
Turning sideways.
He brings his own blanket.
Yeah, I know where I'm going. I'll be good.
They're like, oh, or he might have his own cell. Like they may know.
I'd like to think he could just come and go as
eventually
he please.
he's going to be back. But yeah, you assume that he's gonna. They know he's coming. Oh, hey, Henry hadn't been in a week. Oh, he's coming. He's coming. Yeah, that's how they knew he was dead. They're like, hey,
where's he been? I appreciate a man who aspired to greatness and held for low 46 years.
I feel bad for him these last 7 years in a nursing home where he couldn't get in any mischief.
Well, he was probably breaking out, but he couldn't get far.
Yeah, it's a bummer. All right. Let's hit a break. When we come back, we'll wrap up the program. We'll take a look at the daily lines and see what's happening in the world of sports today. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9313. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9313. That's 800-575-9313. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Summer starts now with Memorial Day appliance savings at Lowe's. Get up to 40% off. Plus, save an extra $50 on every $500 you spend on select major appliances from brands like KitchenAid. And right now, you can double your savings when you spend $2,500 or more. Shop in-store or online today because Lowe's knows home improvement. Offer valid through 6/5. Savings vary based on purchase amount. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com for more details.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Gabby.
Hey, Gabby. It's Jennifer Coolidge. Hi. I'm so glad I reached you at 2 a.m.
Oh, of course. Anyone with a Discover card can call and talk to a real person 24/7. Now, how can I help?
Yeah, I used my Discover card to buy these yellow pleather pajamas, and I'm just not sure I'm pulling them off.
24/7 U.S.-based customer service. It pays to Discover. Limitations apply. Learn more at discover.com/creditcard.
Don't let pain keep you from doing the things you love. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett from Arasti. At Arasti, we fix pain fast. Whether you've been living with chronic and nagging pain for years, or if you've recently experienced an injury, our goal is to get you out of pain as quickly as possible. Arasti is completely natural and non-invasive. Plus, Arasti accepts most insurance plans. There's a location near you. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
The IRS deadline has come and gone. So do you owe money to the IRS? If so, you need an ally. Whether you owe the IRS $6,000 or $600,000, whether your tax problems are personal or business, the professionals at Allies Tax Relief are ready to step in and negotiate your fresh start with the IRS. Here's a happy customer of Allies Tax Relief.
Before calling Allies Tax Relief, I feared the IRS would take all of my assets. I owed them over $562,000. Thankfully, I was referred to Allies and called them for help. They ultimately saved my life from uncertainty. Allies negotiated my giant tax debt to an unbelievable $1,500. They are professionals and they fight the fight for their clients.
Allies Tax Relief will protect your assets from being seized and your paycheck from being garnished. Call right now for your free consultation. 800-296-0772. That's 800-296-0772. Or visit AlliesTaxRelief.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Granger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, pet parents. With Progressive's collision coverage, you get extra protection for your cat or dog, because there's nothing worse than seeing your pet hurt. Like when you see their face after accidentally stepping on their tail, and you say, "I'm so sorry, Mr. Pickles." But as you kiss his nose and rub his little belly welly, you know Mr. Pickles is thinking, "You betrayed me." Anywho, Progressive pays up to $1,000 in vet bills if your pet is injured in an auto accident. Learn more at Progressive.com and watch where you step. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Collision coverage subject to policy terms. Not available in all states.
Nigel, I'm going on vacation. Don't touch anything.
I won't let you down. Enjoy your time off, J-Dog.
Folks, it's good to take time off, but your home's plumbing and air conditioning, well, when they decide to take a surprise vacation or start working overtime, that's a problem. Call Quarter Moon and we'll get things back on track, working right and at a fair price. Call Quarter Moon 651-5899.
Okay, team, I've supercharged the coffee machine. It's extra hot and dispenses 10 times faster. Allow me to push the button. Quick, call the plumber!
License number TACLA 88589E M16004.
This is Jason Minix from The Blitz. You're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Let's get wild indeed. Speaking of getting wild, you know what today is? It's the 50th anniversary of 10-cent beer night in Cleveland.
What happened on that 10-cent beer night in Cleveland?
50 years ago today, June 4th, 1974. This was at a time when Hank Aaron had just broke Babe Ruth's all-time home run record.
All right.
The Texas Rangers were playing against the Cleveland Indians.
So, okay, they were in Texas by then, 74. All right.
Yeah. Now, I know that sounds racist that they were playing the Cleveland Indians, but that was what the team was called at the time. I know it's hard.
3 years ago.
It's hard to believe.
When did the Redskins play?
But the Indians had they had a 78,000 seat stadium.
What? Oh, they were sharing it with the Browns. That's right.
Yep.
I remember the stadium. All right.
They had not had a winning record since 1968, and they were averaging about 13,000 fans per night. And they were like, what the hell do we do? How do we get people out to our game? So they decided they were going to have 4 nights on the season that were going to be 10-cent beer nights.
They got me in. I'd have gone.
And the first one happened on June 4th. Drew twice the average crowd. 25,000 fans were in attendance. And boy, was it a party. 7 people went to the hospital. 9 people were arrested. 60,000 beers were consumed. 60,000 beers were consumed that night.
That wasn't that. They didn't make any money.
No. But then I think about it and I was like, 60,000, but that's only, there's 25,000 fans there.
Let's do the math, man.
That's like 2.5 beers per person. They shouldn't have been acting this wild. A woman ran onto Cleveland's on-deck circle in the 2nd inning, exposed her breasts, rushed to home plate umpire Nestor Chilak and tried to kiss him. In the 4th inning, after Tom Grieve had hit his 2nd home run of the day, a naked man wearing nothing but 2 black socks ran onto the field and slid into second base, I'm
not finding a problem so far. Where's the problem?
That'll leave a mark. Well, you sliding into second base wearing nothing but socks.
You need to,
that's a problem.
Don't do the Pete Rose either.
An inning later, a father and son ran onto the field behind home plate, went to center field, dropped their pants, and mooned the Rangers outfielders.
Again, I'm not seeing a problem.
Soon, fans overtook concession stands, started pouring themselves beer. Firecrackers were going off in the stands and being thrown into the Rangers bullpen by the 7th inning.
I always hear about the disco is dead part of the baseball game, where they blew up stuff and there was a riot, and I think that was in Chicago. I've never heard of this one, the Cleveland Massacre, 74.
Yeah, there was wild times, man. First baseman said he had 20 pounds of hot dogs thrown at him. There was an empty gallon jug of Thunderbird wine thrown about 20 feet from me.
Nice.
I thought the grounds crew would pick it up. Instead, some guy came down from the stands, picked it up, and took it back into the stands. Jim Sundberg remembers
wow, that's old Ranger name.
Talking that evening and wondering whether this was the norm for baseball games in Cleveland. It was the first time they'd ever been to Cleveland, and they didn't know any better. He was like, what the hell are they doing here?
Crazy American League dudes.
Yeah. Yeah, this is Terry Yurkic, a 19-year-old fan, was the state wrestling champion his senior year in Ohio. Jumped down from the stands, ran towards Rangers right fielder Jeff Burrows. Boy, how many of these guys that were playing had sons play? It feels like everybody we've talked about had their son play ball too.
Kid.
He swiped the cap off Burrows' head. Burrows tried to kick him, slipped, and fell to the ground.
Went on IR for a month.
Rangers manager Billy Martin, who believed that Burrows had been hit, immediately instructed everyone to grab their bats, charge the field, and save Burrows.
We're talking about the Billy Martin?
Yeah, that's the one. Then the fans believed it was their job to rescue Yurkic, so they stormed the field. So as you can imagine, this didn't go well. 1,000 fans went onto the field. Sundberg said, I remember there was a guy that seemed to be pretty serious about wanting to kick my butt. Then Dave Duncan tackled him before he got to me. Then I saw Billy kicking him in the face. Good old Billy. He loved to fight. The Cleveland players rushed out of the dugout to take on their own fans in support of the Rangers. It had to be one of the craziest nights ever.
I wonder if there are any suspensions that came out of this. Probably not.
I don't think so.
Probably not.
But I do think the Rangers stayed in the clubhouse for hours until they were escorted by police to their hotel. They were immediately ordered to go to their rooms and not leave until noon the next day. They won by forfeit. And Jeff Burrows came up to Tom Grieve and said, hang in there, man. And he said, what do you mean? We won by forfeit. And then they said, well, those 2 home runs you hit, they don't count. And he was like, no, you got to be.
Why? Because they just called the game?
The game's over. It's a forfeit. So none of the stats count.
I wonder if he ended up with like 398, 498.
And then the following day, American League President Lee McPhail said the most obvious thing ever. Quote, there is no question that beer played a part in this riot.
So did they do 3 more of the 10-cent beer nights? I'd like to think it sounded like a rousing success.
The ban was eventually lifted. Cleveland in 1971 had 5-cent beer night, which who knows what happened.
That's twice the price.
But it says 6 weeks later, they had another 10-cent beer night. Fans were limited to 2 cups per person. That might have been the better move.
It also would have caused a riot.
Yeah.
Don't tell me it's 10-cent beer night and say, well, all you need, or nickel beer night, and all you need is a dime.
I do feel like maybe like a limit 4 is reasonable.
Well, you end up, just grabbing strangers.
That's true.
You go buy me some beer,
or you put on a fake mustache. I don't know.
Change your shirt.
All right.
Put on your rally cap.
So there you go. That's a little history lesson for you guys. I don't know if you guys knew that.
Well, I was planning on going to a game in Cleveland. Now I'm not.
Well, yeah, it's a lot. Well, it's a lot safer
I might
now.
Be assaulted with a jug of Boone's Farm.
Cleveland, a lot safer town now than it used to be. You can sleep at the rest stops in Cleveland now.
I don't think you can. I'm not sure I would go that far.
Let's take a look at the daily lines.
It's the Morning Huddle's look at the daily lines with AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
We got him yesterday, buddy.
Yeah, we did all right yesterday.
Our boy Tarek Skubal.
Tarek.
This
doesn't
dude
look like a Tarek, but he's a Tarek.
Man, this dude's good. Got a dog price on him against the Rangers. Don't matter, baby. Bad team, good pitcher. That's what we're looking for. And got the job done. He didn't get the win, but the Tigers got the win. And that's all that matters. Now, Notable games on the slate this evening include those same Tigers and Rangers going at it again. Jack Flaherty pitching for Detroit. He's favored as well. 2 back-to-back games with the Tigers favored on the road at the Rangers. Dane Dunning Day for the Rangers. This line's shifted. The Tigers opened up plus 105. They're now sitting at minus 107.
What do they know? Why?
I don't know.
I don't like this at all.
But even more alarming, the total, which opened at 8.5, has dropped to 7.5. It sounds to me like there's an exuberance for Jack Flaherty. Everyone's excited for Jack Flaherty. If the total's dropped a full run and the Tigers have gone from dogs to favorites, it seems like maybe there's some excitement about this fella.
And who is this?
The Tigers pitcher, Jack
Flaherty. He's 2-4, got a 3.46 ERA.
That sounds like I mean, he doesn't, it like Schoolboy is like under 2 ERA. He's absurd. But 2-4 with a 3.46 doesn't sound bad. Like, I mean, the win-loss isn't bad, but 3.46 sounds like, yeah, that's a good pitcher on a bad team. That's what's going to happen.
Close. Oh, there's another one out there. You've already won some money on these guys this week.
We got a couple more. We got a couple more we got to talk about. First, let's talk about the. I guess are the Astros off today?
No, they got St. Louis.
Yeah. Spencer Arrighetti on the mound. Boy, he threw a gem the other day. Good for him. He's taking on Andre Palante. You can get the Stros as minus 150 favorites. Nice comeback win for the Stros yesterday. It was not looking good for them and climbed all the way out of that hole, got themselves a victory.
A little injury notes.
That's Urquidy's going to be, although that didn't happen yesterday, but looks like he's going to have another Tommy John surgery. But Kyle Tucker did foul a ball off his shin. I don't know if he's going to play today. I mean, it didn't look, he had to leave the game
in the second inning.
I ain't good. But a couple of my favorite pitchers pitched today.
Yes, sir.
And one of them, boy, this guy has been tough because the Dodgers just aren't as good as they were supposed to be. But Tyler Glasnow has been dominant. He doesn't fall into great pitcher on bad team, but he certainly falls into great pitcher on a not as good as we thought they were team. The Dodgers on the road are minus 177 with Glasnow throwing. Jared Jones going for the Pittsburgh Pirates on the other side.
I trust Glasnow.
I do too.
Got enough innings under his belt. He's going to be solid.
I might look at the first 5 in that game. George Kirby, my old slender man, George Kirby, who's like, I don't know how tall. He's like 6'8", it feels like, but he weighs like 100 pounds. He's one of those guys. He is a minus 157 favorite at Oakland. I think anytime you can bet against Oakland is it's a good thing. And finally,
here it is.
Shota Imanaga.
Can he rebound? Can he come
coming
back
off
from
a
adversity?
loss? Well, good news, because you may say, well, who's Shota pitching against? Because that's a big factor. You're right. He's going up against the Chicago White Sox, who have lost 11 straight games. And Shota Imanaga is a minus 283 favorite, almost 3-1. Boy, I like Shota, and I know the White Sox stink, but that is a hell of a. This is one of those ones where
you're not going to ruin a hot table, are you? You're not going to step in and lay money on the Sox, are you?
No.
Okay.
What I am going to do is I'm going to say, well, you don't want to. I don't think you want to play the.
You won't win any money. That's the problem.
Yeah.
What's the point?
But that's where, and this is something I don't normally do, but you lay the 1.5, and you lay a 1.5 with Shota, minus 140. So now the Cubs just got to win by 2. Cubs are going to win by 2, right?
I think I'm checking the weather just to be sure here.
I think Cubs win by 2. I mean, the White Sox can't hit the ball anyway.
No.
You don't have to worry about the win for them.
Yeah, but this is an in-town.
Or you think because it's a rivalry game?
Yeah, kind of. A little bit of rain today. High of 81.
What's your ERA machine say about Chris Flexen? How's he been for the White Sox? It can't be good.
Let's see how Chris has been pitching here.
He's
2-5. We got a 5.5 ERA. His whip's 141. He's throwing strikes, 42 Ks, 2-5. He doesn't qualify as a good pitcher on a bad team, but he's not a bad pitcher.
Okay. He's just a pitcher on a bad team.
Just a dude on a bad team.
Shota is a good pitcher. Shota Imanaga his ERA is all the way after giving up 7 earned runs in his last start. His ERA ballooned to 1.86. That's how you know you're doing pretty well. If you can give up 7 earned runs in your last outing and it raised your ERA to 1.86,
that is nuts.
You've had a hell of a season, friend. Hell of a season. I'm back on the Shota wagon tonight. I'm backing my guy. I believe in him. I believe in Imanaga. Shota Imanaga.
I know that this is not on the same wavelength, but that Nebraska basketball player guard, the Asian kid Kiesel Tamanaga, he's got a tryout with the Bulls.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they got a couple of Japanese
I love him.
going on.
Dude, he's a baller. He's pretty good.
Yeah, he's going to be fun to watch.
So good for him. Well, but let's hope that we can make some bucks.
I like the show. I'm going to make some money on this Cubs game.
You going to go minus the 1.5?
I'm going to take it. I like the kid. They're at home, and the Sox got nothing. White Sox are dying on the vine.
All right. Do you ever wonder what's going to happen to your stuff when you die? Do you have any stuff that you hope nobody finds?
I'm not going to say yes or no.
Okay.
But yeah, I do. I have a box of treasures that's only mine.
Okay. Does your wife know about this box of treasures?
I think so.
Does she know where she'd find it?
We have a safety deposit box that there's things in.
Okay. I guess now it's less of an issue. Now it's more worried about your search history is the big issue, but
just getting into the device that the loved one has left.
But if you died 30 years ago, there was a big concern of, what kind of pornography is going to be left behind? That's going to be terrible.
That shoebox up at the top of your closet.
Well, speaking of Nebraska, Ryan Smith, who's 42 years old, was working in Nebraska in Omaha. Omaha! He was arrested.
Oh, I thought you were changing plays.
No, he was arrested in October for breaking into an apartment where a deceased man lived.
Oh, no. Was he dead in there or just?
No.
Okay.
But here's the thing. Ryan Smith is a funeral home worker.
Okay.
So this is the guy who
So he knew somebody was dead and he was going to go rob him.
Yes.
Okay.
Because he was dispatched to collect the body. So he knew exactly what was in this guy's place. And he wanted something bad. Near the body, on the bed, Smith noticed a very realistic, life-size version of an adult female.
I thought the guy had a sex doll.
The guy had one of those, they call them the real doll, where it looks like, at first he thought it was a real woman. Both of the guys that came to pick up the body made comments about the sex doll that was found on location. Smith's initial entry into the apartment was with law enforcement, who subsequently locked and secured the home. Guy died here. We don't want people just rummaging through his stuff.
I have a lot of questions.
Later that day, he returned to the residence carrying a body bag, telling the apartment complex staff he was acting on behalf of the sheriff's office and wished to collect
the doll
located inside the deceased tenant's apartment for evidentiary purposes. Additionally, he told workers that he was there to collect a stretcher that he claimed was left behind. After he was let into the apartment a second time, a management official discovered the unit's front door was deadbolted and latched with the chain across the door.
So he went in and locked the door.
Went in and locked the door behind him.
Taking a test drive, I think.
The complex representative confronted him, noticed that his shirt was untucked, his pants were in disarray, and told him, "You cannot take anything from this apartment."
I don't want it anymore. You can have it.
As he was leaving the apartment, Smith asked a janitor when the manager of the apartment building was going to leave for the day. The manager told cops, oh, this is why it's a lady manager. She feared that he was going to come back and steal the doll. A district court judge found that he unlawfully entered the apartment with a body bag, which is indicative based on circumstantial evidence that he had the intent to take that doll, an item of nominal value.
Well,
those are expensive, I think. Vic, can you check the price on a real doll?
They're about $4,000.
Nominal value. Vic's like, yeah. It's like, he's like, do you want blonde? Because you got to pay premium.
I got a coupon though.
And the shorter they are, the cheaper they are.
Really?
Yeah.
You get a spinner discount, huh?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Good for that. That's nice to hear. Therefore, the court finds the defendant committed a substantial step and a course of conduct intended to culminate in the commission of burglary.
Did indeed.
Burglary, by the way, burgle. That's one of my favorite words. Like, it's just a cool sounding word. Burglar, to burgle. I don't know why. I don't know why that word just. I love that word, burgle. But yeah, I worry that,
I'm just gonna. If I'm ever found dead, and there is a sex doll beside me in the bed, feel free to take it.
Yeah, move it.
You can go ahead and take it. It's yours.
But also,
I'm not leaving it to anybody.
Don't use other people's sex dolls.
Well, at least bring a little wipey or something.
I don't even know.
Clean up after yourself. It's like a weight bench, really.
I don't like that.
Just looking out for the next guy.
Yeah. All right, man. That's going to do it. We'll be back tomorrow on Hump Day. Jason and Joe will be back at 2. We appreciate you tuning in. Morning Huddle right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
Ahead of the field and throws it down with the right hand.
Your home for the NBA.
Ad paid for.